We're live.
Alive. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks everybody for showing up. Kevin, how was your week, brother? How was your week?
Oh, it was good, man. It was
All
good. A lot of traveling. Glad to be home safe in one place.
right,
And it was nice, man.
all right. And we have a before Tiffany. I'm gonna come to you, but I forgot. I usually introduce our guests first, but I got a little sidetracked. We have a special guest today. This is a black TikToker, and I always cruise TikTok looking for black TikTokers who post stuff and who show content along the same lines as to what we do here on the Black Therapy Show. And I saw Jeremiah. Your
Yep, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah goes by Black Development on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok and you want to go over to Black Development's channel,
Network.
you know,
Yeah, I just also created a Facebook page too. So there's a Black Development Network Facebook page now too. So
yes, well, check out his channel. And he, like I said, he accepted our invitation to be on today's show, and I'm sure he's going to bring lots of knowledge to our show today. We're really happy to have him. And Tiffany, how was your weeks?
my
Your
week
week?
was good. God is good. We made it through. We made it through. This year made actually 21 years. My dad been gone, so
Wow.
I had to deal with his anniversary, August 7th.
Right.
God bless his soul. But other than that, just taking it easy. How are y'all kings doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good, good, good.
Hey, Tiff, you said August 7th was the anniversary. I use the word anniversary,
Yeah,
but the anniversary, that was the passing of your dad.
yeah.
How
He
many
died
years
in
he been?
2004.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So my family, we had a rough week because we had to deal with the anniversary of my sister's passing and my niece and nephew. They were murdered in 2010. So this year made 15 years since
mm,
that tragic incident. And every August 6th, it never gets easier. We think it's going to get easier, but it doesn't get easier.
right.
Every August
Right.
6th is like another adventure, reliving that nightmare over and over again. So, and some years are different. Last year was, I didn't, this year it hit me harder than it did last year. So every year is different.
It must be a sad thing because this year was very hard for me. And me and my father made when he made his transition, we were good.
Right.
So it was just that it was extra. So it must be a sad thing. We was feeling it a little extra.
Yeah,
We
I was feeling a little,
salute.
I was feeling a little extra. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to be around nobody. I just kind of kept to myself. I didn't even post anything on Facebook like I normally do. I just kind of like just wanted to just deal with it the way I dealt with it, man. Yeah,
Well,
but I'm here.
we
We're here.
definitely salute our ancestors because they're ancestors now. So we
Yeah.
definitely salute them and give them love.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to say, Tiffany and Kevin, I'm really sorry you guys are going through. But as I always say, it's a circle of life. And I
Mhm.
always say, remember the fun times, because when I think about my dad,
Yes.
I remember the fun times. I don't know if it really helps,
No,
but
it helps. It helps. It
helps.
helps. You
Um,
know,
it makes it
grief.
makes me smile.
Hmm.
I'm sure that people out there watching who are going through the same thing, and it's just a circle of life, and we had while they were here, and
And it's okay to grieve.
yeah,
A lot of people don't understand you have to grieve. You have to go through the process to be able to move on. And you know
Yeah.
that your ancestors wouldn't want you to go in the grave with them. So get your life right and you can be able to handle this and we can be able to do this. We want to live their name on and keep a light on them always.
all right,
Amen.
all right.
Yes,
So today's show is entitled "Is Racism as American as Apple Pie?" Uh, we are going.
put a lot of thought into that, huh, Carl?
I mean, is it? I mean, they always say as American, as
Right.
anything American is American, apple pie. So racism seems to be at the forefront of everything in America. So maybe racism is part of American culture.
My
You know,
friend said, she said racism came first.
Racist.
Right, right.
That's funny.
Definitely, definitely. I
My
agree
friend
with.
Renee, she said, "Well, racism came first."
Right.
That's funny.
Into it today, as we always do. And for those of you watching, I know they always say they want to. Kevin and I are comedians, and Kevin and Tiffany's also very funny, and they want us to do a very funny show and a lighthearted show, and we really want to. Trust me, we really want to, but it just doesn't happen. Know why? Because we're in America.
Well,
Um,
you know we can put some laughter in it. We do laugh at some of
But
this
we got
stuff.
a laugh track and try to add some laughter. Um, so they canceled the BET Awards. A lot of people are speculating as to why. Uh, BET is no longer owned by a black corporation, or I think a black person. Bob Johnson once owned BET. He sold it to Viacom, which is part of Disney, so now they own it. And they canceled the Soul Train Awards and BET Awards. Some people are saying they canceled it because they're trying to keep black people down. I also saw some videos where black people are saying they're happy it's gone because it became trash. But my pushback to that is if the performers are trash, then get good performers. You don't cancel the whole show. But
Yeah, I kind of hate that. We're seeing that a lot in this country of just like, hey, something's bad, just get rid of it.
right,
Have we evaluated why it's bad? You know what I mean? Have
Right.
we ever
It starts from
evaluated that
something.
we sat back and said, okay, it's bad, sure, but let's see why it's bad. Let's see if we can fix these things. Let's see if we can tweak these things. I thought, and excuse me, I might be wrong, but I thought Tyler Perry had some dealings with BET.
he was trying to purchase BET. Was it BET?
Yeah, is it B? Was it BET?
Uh,
Does Tyler? I don't know if
Yeah,
he has anything.
I believe it was BT.
I believe
Yeah,
everything's alleged. We believe it was. We don't
yeah.
know, but I
Okay,
think it
so
was.
I just felt like I just think they got rid of it because it was not doing as well as we thought it was. Um, and that's just personally what I think. It could have been it could have been on. Hey, let's take something away from them. But a lot of people didn't like the BET Awards or the route that it was going in. So.
Yeah, it's
uh,
more to it. It's more
Yeah,
to it.
I think it could be a bunch of things, but
I
yeah,
think it's all, and at the end of the day, it could be, well, I have my personal opinion about it. I'll let you guys know on that. But also, from a business point of view, it could be ratings, could be down. You
right.
know, people don't watch, back in my day, music videos were big, right? Back during the MTV, BET days back in the 90s, when
Right.
videos were big, back in the 80s when Thriller was on and Prince and George Michael and all those people were ruling, all these music videos was a big thing, right? But then now that's kind of like now nobody watches music videos anymore, and BT is basically boiled down to a bunch of reality shows,
Yeah.
with
They do watch, not to cut you off, Kev. They do watch video. It's just that now we're in a streaming era.
Mm.
We're
yeah. I
now
mean, I'm just saying
everything
we're
is
not
just
into.
digital and
I
streaming
don't think we
now.
watch music videos the way we did back in the day. That,
Yeah.
me personally, I mean, I don't see. I mean, at one point, BT was nothing but music videos.
Right.
24/7.
Well, it was
Yeah.
black
And
owned.
sitcoms. And
It was
And
sitcoms.
then
black on, black run. Remember, Bob John, he made this platform. Most of these black platforms that's been here over 50 years, they were made by black Americans that wanted a platform for black artists to be able to showcase their work and to get awards.
Mm.
That was the main thing. Now it turned into a goddamn on twerk session, bad body, built looking women twerking up a storm. When I saw Bobby Jones about to get twerked on, I was like, "Oh, they gotta shut this down. This is too much." Bobby Jones is the gospel guy from BET.
Yeah, I think
You,
wasn't that last year? Was that last year? A couple,
yes, it was
yeah,
too.
when he went viral because of Sexy Red.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
With
too
Sexy
much.
Red.
And then y'all
Yeah.
rapping now about booty holes and stuff. Nobody got time for that. We talk about black excellence. That's
Yeah.
why it was put there. The whole thing needs to be reprogrammed, redone, recoordinated, and done over. That's what it needs.
all
Yeah.
right, we're gonna kick off this show with a video from this. I saw a white guy say some stuff that, I mean, he was on point with everything he said. I think it goes along with what we're talking about today. So we're going to kick the show off. We're going to show this video, play our theme song, and then we're going to come back and we're going to jump right into it.
Hey, so breaking news. White people ain't shit. Just kind of felt like saying that. I mean, what do you really say after that? There's nothing to follow up. White people ain't shit. But it's true, though, if you think about it. Like, what group of people is more racist than us, more hateful than us? What group of people do you know that started over 100 plus race massacres and have stripped everything from other groups of people of color, black people, however you want to categorize, and never pay it back? Ever. I mean, take everything they own, properties, businesses, family. Use their like, lynch them and do unspeakable acts to them. Use their skin for shoes and wallets and belts and hats. Use their teeth to, to replace ours. Use their hair to stuff chairs and shit. Or take pictures of these lynchings and put them on postcards and send them across states or the U.S. to your family and friends as a way to joke and shit. Like, I just made me sick, dude. I hate us. I do. I really hate us. I mean, just strip everything and not pay it back. And be so hateful and so spiteful to the point that we put literature in contracts, especially with these insurance companies, that will prevent us from having to pay these people back as long as we call them riots, not massacres. Like, there's nobody more hateful than us. Take. A little bit of violence, a lot of bit of violence sprinkled in. Take some more. Whether that's people's fucking property or people's inventions. White people love taking credit for shit they never invented, but a brother or sister did. And we pay nothing back. Or you one of the cool ones, so to speak. And you take from the culture and you don't contribute nothing back. You're no different. You're no fucking different. Or the ones that get mad when people call white people out as a whole, like you get triggered or something. And you feel like you got to defend the white race. Put your white night suit on and shit. Like, maybe you should take inventory on what it is that makes you feel like you got to take up for white folk when people speak on us as a whole. What have you done? What have you said? Why do you feel guilty? Why do you feel like you're targeted in this? Why is it someone like me can sit here and join in on conversations against white people and not feel offended one fucking bit, but people like you do feel offended? I don't know. Maybe because you did some shit and I ain't. I mean, I'm just saying. We just ain't shit. I don't know how else to say it. And then the way we excuse racism. I was just one bad day. That was a long time ago. Bitch, so? So? The fuck does that have to do with anything? Never atoned for it. Been ducking and dodging accountability since that incident. Pretty sure that wasn't the first time you said it. Ain't some shit you just pop off at the top of the mouth randomly. No, that's who you are. It's ingrained in your DNA. It's what the shit you partake in behind closed doors. Motherfucker, I'm from the Bible Belt and a conservative household down here in the South. I know what dog whistles are. I know the conversations that take place behind closed doors, fam. Had a racist ass stepdaddy. Confederate shit and all. I know, bro. I see that shit. I cannot stand my people. I hate how fake we could be, too. We love to say we ain't racist because our friends black. One of the good ones that we like to call them. One of the ones that fall in line with how we think and how we feel and vote how we vote. But I'll be damned if you decide to change your way of thinking. See exactly where that gets you. You gonna really see how we feel about you then. I hate our people. I really do. There's nobody like us. And nobody plays the victim card quite like white people. And you think that you can just wake up one day and decide to change your beliefs and be like, I don't fuck with these racist crackers no more. I'm with y'all now. Hell no. Just like I told Trump people not too long ago, stay where the fuck you at. Stay over there. Keep your white hood energy over there. Just because you done dyed your shit red doesn't make you any less of a white hood. than it was before, bro. I just don't like my people.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. We in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know it, Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany. You'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We be giving you empathy, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwashed education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from our God above. No, it's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? We are here live another Sunday, 7 p.m. for the Black Therapy Show. We have a very, very special guest, Jeremiah, also known as Black Development. You can check him on TikTok, but I think he's also on YouTube, probably Instagram.
And yeah, not Instagram, just Facebook right now. Just Facebook.
Okay, just Facebook.
Yeah. You said it right. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah.
Yes. So if you love our content, you definitely would love Black Development Network. So today's hot topics that we are definitely talking about, we're talking about the cancellation of BET. Some people think there's a lot more behind it than just it hasn't been doing well. Tiffany said it early in the show. It's been a lot of twerking, a lot of lewdness, a lot of, you know what I mean? A lot of
Not good music.
Hey Tiffany, that's what you should, it's not good music. I don't think the twerking had anything to do with it because BT has always been twerking. I mean,
No,
going back.
come on. They wasn't twerking like that in the beginning.
Really?
Come on.
Let me remind you of Two Live Crew.
Two Live Crew got banned from from the Apollo. We already know who they are.
Two Live Crew was one of the biggest groups that was on the BT. You probably don't remember BT After Dark. That showed nothing but booty shaking videos.
We're talking
We
about
could
the
go.
award show. We're not
Oh,
talking about
okay.
the
I'm
after
just talking about the
hours
whole
thing.
content of the channel. I'm just talking about the whole content of the
You
channel.
need to stop. We know what you was doing.
Wasn't the famous Jamie Foxx and Sierra Williams thing? Wasn't that the BET Awards?
I'm not quite sure.
He came out talking about can I be a tennis ball?
Oh,
wasn't that the BET Awards?
Oh.
yeah.
Not quite sure.
I think it's I'll look it up real quick, but yeah, I think that was the BET Awards. I'm meeting in the middle. I think that the performances are not up to par, and I do think that there's more of like degeneracy than actual performances and actual good performances. And I think it's just a representation of who we have as artistry right now, especially in the hip hop space. You know, a lot of people don't like Sexy Red. Let's keep it a buck. Her rise has been, you know, they don't like that. They don't like it's too much for people. I think Glorilla has been accepted for the most part. We look at rappers like Doechii, she's been accepted, but all in all, it's just the performance. It's just the talent level hasn't been there. The development of talent hasn't been there. And so it plays out when it's the BET Awards, you know, but they know not to really go to like the Grammys or the you know, Oscars and stuff with this type of performance. It's going to be
those type of behavior.
It's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little different. I mean, I'll give an example of like Tiffany Haddish when she jumped over that. Even though we probably thought it was funny, you know, but when she jumped over and she ran across the red carpet to talk to somebody, I forgot who it was, but she went viral for that, and we tore her apart for that because we thought that was kind of ignorant of her to do, like in the midst of an interview. So yeah, I'm willing to meet in the middle there. It's not the same BET that we're used to.
All right, so here's
okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
See if you agree with what this guy has to say. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Where is? Oh, here he is.
Want to fix Black America? All you gotta do is fix the entertainment. Entertainment runs Black America. That's why they give it to us. It's really simple. We need the Teddy Pendergrasses back. We need new Luther Vandrosses. We need new Anita Bakers. We need new LL Cool J's, new Run DMC's. You know what I'm saying? We need new Houdinis. We need that type of music back. We need new shows like Family Ties, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, etc. Family Matters. We need to get rid of the Tyler Perrys. The Tyler Perrys is destroying Black America with all his TV shows. Everything Tyler Perry put out is about a man and a woman getting a divorce. Damn near everything. But y'all glorify this man. Okay? So until that happens, everything will continue to get worse. That's all that needs to happen for Black America crime rate to shoot down, and for Black Americans to get along, and for men and women to love each other once again, like they used to. If that don't happen, ain't nothing gonna change.
Kevin, Tyler Perry, all we got to do is get rid of him and we're good.
I think everybody has amnesia, man. That's all. I think we grew up in an era. I mean, look, I've been around for a long time, and I'm also been employed by BET, and I've gotten checks from Bob Johnson because I'm a comedian. I performed on BET. Y'all know that, right? But my point is this: I've seen. We're talking about Gorilla and Sexy Red and all these people. They're just not. Some of these artists today are just not talented. It's not that they're bringing anything different to the table. They're just not talented. Because, I mean, we can't say Sexy Red is bad, but then act like we didn't jam to Little Kim in her prime. You know what I'm saying? And if you listen to Little Kim's lyrics, come on, guys, let's be real. We all jammed to Lil' Kim in her prime. But now we act like we didn't listen to Lil' Kim. You know, our parents listened to Millie Jackson. But now we act like this is just something new that's happening today. You put on a Millie Jackson album and your jaw hit the ground.
Yeah, but that was
There's nothing new under the
Kev.
sun is what I'm saying. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just a full circle. Now the difference is, like Jeremiah said, I believe, is the talent level. Like Tiffany said, the talent level is just not there. I mean, I don't think these people as talented. My man said, bring back Teddy Pendergrass. Yeah, I love Teddy Pendergrass. He was an amazing artist. I still listen to him. He's on my playlist. But my point is, Teddy wasn't exactly singing about going to church.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Teddy was talking. Teddy talking about getting in those draws too.
Right.
He just did it in a nice voice way.
Right.
So, I mean, Marvin Gaye. You know, so I'm saying all our artists. I mean, we had like Trisha and I had this conversation about 3 hours ago. She's playing she's playing the Dells on her phone, and she's like, "Man, I miss groups like this. What happened to the days when guys were on the corners just singing doo-wop and stuff like that?" And I said, "I wish that would come back." I mean, you know, the Dells and the Temptations, that whole era, that whole thing. We wish that would come back, but I think hip hop ruined that, and I don't think the new generation appreciates love.
No, you can't say that hip hop ruined it, because they was rapping back in the days before it was considered hip hop. They was rhyming, they was putting their words together. It's just that when it came to the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, they remixed it. So no, everybody has their different music. We get it. We all adults. Yeah, some of the music was a little different. Yes, we didn't even know. I know I was partying to a lot of songs and didn't know they was explicit or nasty or anything like that. Little Kim, yeah, we listened to her. We was young, we was teenagers. But do I listen to Little Kim right now like that? Not all the time. You understand? Because it is kind of explicit and stuff. I think the music today, you have a lot of hoes making music. Okay, a lot of these young ladies, these girls is making money off of guys. What's that? Young Money, Miami, all the girls that was messing around with Puffy and all of them. I mean, come on, they wasn't talented. I want to hear a woman that can be able to spit a bar, or she can be able to tell her story through a bar. I don't want to hear about all the sex and drugs and all of that stuff like that, because that's a reflection, and people and our young people think that's okay.
We have that. We have Mary J. Blige. We have Fantasia. I mean, we have good artists out here that can still.
Those is R&B artists. Remember, we were the era when it was just beginning.
Well, I was gonna say, I think the marketing is where we have an issue. It's marketing. It's how we're. I think that especially a lot of these groups nowadays, man, they realize they can just talk about the same thing that's trending right now, ride the same beat, and then go famous. You know what I mean? It's we also got to think about the times, right? I'm a '90s baby, so we didn't. I would listen to Lil Kim like that. I was more listening to like Kaya and all them. You know what I mean? So
my neck, my back.
yeah, so we all have it. We all have those moments, those artists of that. I just think that there's more of those artists, and again, they're just not talented. They're not developed.
Yeah.
You have someone like Ice Spice who's more known for her backside than her personality. We don't know. I said this in a video. I said I don't know anything about Ice Spice. I couldn't tell you a joke she told or anything like that. But someone like Lil Kim, to your advantage, Lil Kim was in productions with BET. We got to learn a lot about Lil Kim because of her acting chops, because we got to see blackness, around her as far as not just her artistry. So that's why I think a lot of people also have a little bit of amnesia over Lil Kim a little bit too. We got to see her, especially being her beautiful self before she
did all that crazy
before
ass
she
work.
started doing, getting the crazy work. But we got to see her in a different light. Nowadays, and we can also blame social media a little bit too. Social media is so fast, and it's like they're just getting the music out of there. It went viral. Keep doing it. Keep doing that same thing. You don't need it. We don't need your personality. We don't need nothing. Just turn around and start shaking your ass a little bit. Do that.
Because sex sells.
Yeah. So I just think it's a little different nowadays. That's my thing.
Is there an audience for good lyrics and good music though? Is there an audience?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We seen this with Kendrick, right?
That's right, with Kendrick Lamar. That's right.
We saw this with Kendrick. We're seeing this with the clips. The clips sold over 100 pre-sales. Like they hit their 100K mark. I put even though she does dance a little bit, but I think that people fell in love with Doechie's lyrics more so than just her dancing.
She's an artist.
She is an artist. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's why I said I can meet in the middle, because I do think that the talent base is just not there anymore. It's not there anymore. They're just trying so hard. They're trying so hard to go viral. And so you're not developing somebody. Like, I remember when I was listening to music, an artist had to sit down for at least 2 to 3 years, right?
Yeah, they have to get developed.
If someone like Drake drops something, we're listening to that album for like 2 or 3 years before we hear from them again. And then they're developed into something different, or maybe the same thing, but just a little bit different. And now it's just like, I gotta go. I gotta get that next album out. I gotta get that EP out. I gotta at least drop 4 or 5 songs. I gotta drop at least 9 songs. So I just think it's just a different time.
They're microwave artists. They just putting them out, and half of them are plants. Half of them are not really talented. They just want them out there to put out a certain type of music. And this is when you get into it with your children, where you have to pick and choose what your children listen to. Because when you go online and you see little girls dancing off a Dirty Red, you be in a state of shock. You understand? Because I know my mother, she did not let us listen to certain musics. We was not listening to Millie Jackson. You understand what I'm saying? That was something that adults did behind closed doors. And if we heard it, it's because we were sneaking. You understand what I'm saying? So, the music has changed. The industry has changed. And then again, look what happened with the money. Now we have the white owners that's owning it, now. They're not going to see our vision. And I don't think they're going to hire people to really see our vision, because what sells? Sex, chaos, toxicity, alcohol, drugs. That's what sells. So they do need to revamp. And I'm glad that they shutting it down. And actually, everybody I spoke to, they said the last BET Awards was amazing. Everybody was happy with it. It came out to be good. But you already know they do that when they know they're about to shut shit down. Okay, so now they have to revamp, and I hope that they revamp and have the best people behind it, because they do have good producers, they have good coordinators that can really be able to give us an authentic show. And they need a dress code. I'm sorry, they need a dress code. Come in there looking elegant. Don't be coming in there looking like hoes about to work the poles.
Glendine Cardo, she put some Teddy Pendergrass lyrics. She said, "Turn off the lights and light a candle." I think over here, those lyrics will now be take off them panties, let me hit that.
Yeah.
Yes, from the back, and let's take a pill and suck it. Do you know, like stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
Man, and me being on TikTok, man, I was just talking about this to my stream too. Just like being on TikTok, bro. If you actually sit there and listen to some of these lyrics, it's insane what these people put
It's
in videos now. And that part I do agree with. I think there's just no. I think we're to a point where we're just desensitized. I do think that, but I also think that like there's just no real talent, and the people that are talented, man, they're probably writing songs or something like that, or they don't have the backing of these artists
or the
anymore.
support.
I remember when Adele just first came out, man. This was in college.
Who?
And Adele, the
That. Oh,
young
you talking
lady
about white
from
girl?
yeah. So when she first came out, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was a black woman. I thought it was a black woman singing that stuff because I was used to hearing that type of soulfulness until I actually got to see who Adele was. And I went, and I think like a couple of years later down the line, Sam Smith came out. And I knew that wasn't a black guy,
Is
but it was
soulful.
soulful. And it came out, and then you had these guys going super viral. So I'm like, okay, so R&B, that R&B neo soul there is a market for this, but are they marketing it the same way as they're marketing like with black people? Do you have to, talk about fucking every 3 seconds? Can you talk about, something a little bit more serious? I don't mind
Leading
talking about
up to
heartbreak and all that. So we talk about that all the time. You know what I mean? I'm a Boyz II Men fan. You know what I mean? I love The End of the Road. And that's one of the most common lyrics. That bridge at the end is more of the common lyrics, and stuff like that. We miss that too, but are they marketing that to us? That's my point. Are they marketing that to us?
Are people still going to pay to see that though? Like I'm a big Boyz II Men fan too, by the way.
Sure.
But my point is, Boyz II Men, as many hits as they've had, and as great as they are,
right?
They have a Vegas show right now, which is doing well from what I understand. But I mean, we don't support our artists either that don't have hit records playing on the radio at the moment. Like, yeah, Boyz II Men got a lot of hits, but do we go out and see our artists? Do we support our artists that sing? Is Maxwell selling out arenas like the Rolling Stones?
No, I
don't think so.
Exactly. Is Patti LaBelle selling out arenas like some of the other art? Like I said, Patty and is on tour right now. She's on tour with Shaka Khan and who else she out with? Shaka Khan and Gladys Knight and Stephanie Mills. Mm-hmm. It took those 4 amazing divas to come together just to sell out a certain amount of seats because neither one of them can do it on their own.
Right.
And that's crazy when you think about it, that they have to be together to sell out 15,000 seat theater or arena. Because neither one of them can pack it by themselves.
Again, a different era, a different
But white
time.
boys out here who haven't had a hit since 1969 can sell out a stadium. So we don't support our artists either.
But don't you have like
it's
black
marketing.
people in those stands? There ain't no black people going to see. It's probably 5 black chocolate chips going to see the white boys. Oh, come on! You know white people support concerts more.
I just think that we're getting away from that particular. I just think that it's the marketing. What are we putting money into? What are we dumping? We're dumping money into Lil Baby. Lil Baby could go to jail 3-4 times, and he'll come out and they'll still dump money into Lil Baby.
Yeah, the money is
you know what I mean? What's the dude name, man? He just got out of jail. NBA YoungBoy. He just got out of jail. He dropped a song that went viral called, Sex and Violence and stuff. And it's insane. If you look at that,
sex and violence going on.
And it's just the whole. And then his album's called Massa. His album is called Massa. So
and not even doing it right.
And that's what he's going viral for. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are we even saying, hey bro, we don't want to hear that no more. Market something different. I'm not going to no concert.
What's the age group for that cat you're talking about? Because I don't listen to him. I'm 60 years old. If he walked in my house right now, I wouldn't know who he was.
Me
Right.
either.
So my point is, he
Right.
can walk in this door right now and be like, "Yo, man, can I help you?" I don't know who the cat is. So my point is
Yeah.
what's his age group? What's the demographic of people that is listening to that type of?
I would say around. Well, I'm doing a correlation of like when I was in the '90s. So I would say around like maybe like 16 to let's call it 25. Let's say high school to middle young adult. Let's say around. Let's give that. So yeah, so probably around there, and then like your brain develops a little bit, and then you say that's some trash music. But some people just listening to that. I think that's crazy. I think it's crazy. But I also think that it's just marketing. I get that I just think that we just need to put some more money behind some of these things. As far as like the BET Awards, am I glad that it's gone? No, because I remember moments from the BET Awards. I want them to get back to the old BET Awards. I don't care if it's streaming.
Right,
You can go back to 106 in Park. You can go back to Rap City. You can go back to these sitcoms that we sat down and loved so much. Jamie Foxx show, Bill Cosby. You can start creating these pillars to get back to. It's the talent there. It's the writing there. I don't think Tyler Perry's the problem. Tyler Perry has put himself on a different platform. You know what I mean? And now he's on a different wave. I don't like all of Tyler Perry's things. I think that he need to slow down a little bit, but I don't think that he is the issue. I think that we need to add more talent to that pool.
And it needs
and it can
proper
start with him too.
management. It needs proper management. When
Yeah.
you have proper management, you have a successful business. And BET and the Hip Hop Awards is a brand, and they need to go according to how the brand was. It's showcasing black music and black art, and that's where it should have stuck with, and that should be the main thing. And that's it. And something that you mentioned Adele and Sam Smith, like that's your era. When we was growing up, it was Lisa Stanfield. You remember when Lisa Stanfield came out, Kelly? All of us was like, who is
Been around the world and
we like, who
yeah.
this woman? Then she turned around, white woman with a curl on her head. We was like, she white?
Yeah.
Went on the Apollo and rocked it, didn't she?
And she
Right.
rocked it. Amy Winehouse, God rest
Right.
her soul. All of them ate soulful. Nobody cannot tell me they ate soulful and slept with black men for them to get all that soul that they got. You understand what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
appreciate it. We
Well,
appreciate
how
it.
about we can't leave out Tina Marie, who had this
Tina Marie.
conversation.
Tina
Yeah,
Marie
Tina
was
Marie,
amazing.
yeah.
We
Tina
can't leave out
Marie can
yeah.
come to the cookout. Okay?
And I do want to make it clear, I'm not downing those people. I'm just specifically saying, why were they able to be so successful? Why are they able to sell out? Why are they able to do that? And then when our artists come around and they're like, look, this guy can sing. This young lady can sing. Maybe she can't get up there and dance like Beyonce, but that don't mean she doesn't deserve to sit here and, put her talents and her chops, or his talents to his chops. And it's like the money. It's like, nah, I'll just put that into someone else. That
I think it still falls back on us though, bro. In my humble opinion, I think we don't want to buy the tickets. I mean, Sam Smith was hot, and I wasn't a fan of his music. Matter of fact, he said something negative about Michael Jackson, so he automatically gets to get the boot. Where from me. But my point with Sam Smith was the people that that paid to see his concerts, and the people that bought his music. Sam Smith is going to sell out a big room, right? A big theater or a big venue.
Yeah, he's white.
But Joe can't get the same numbers when he comes to town. And I love Joe. And Joe's amazing. But he can't get the same numbers.
He's
Joe's
not
music.
He'll be on an episode of Unsung next year, right?
Yeah.
So all our artists are on Unsung. We're like, what happened? It's crazy. How many talented people on this unsung bullshit?
Kevin, somebody disagree with you about us not supporting our black artists. They said Black Magic from YouTube is asking, I guess he's referring to you, could we stop with the we don't support black people narrative? It's played out. So he's saying, I guess Black Magic is saying we do support our black artists.
I support black people.
But
So
I
I
agree
don't
with
know.
Kevin though, like the Rolling Stones haven't had a hit in decades.
That's my point, man.
But
And I made this point on the show. I made this point on the show before. a couple of years ago, we had a whole show based on music, and I was telling a story about James Brown was performing in Washington D.C. at the 930 Club, which was a famous nightclub in D.C. where I grew up at, and James Brown was working at the 930 Club. That 930 Club holds about 1,500 seats, and on the same night that James Brown, the legendary Godfather of Soul, James Brown, was working a 1,500 seat nightclub 8 miles, 10 miles across town at the stadium where the Redskins play football. 90,000 seats were sold out to see the fucking Rolling Stones.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my point, is that James Brown
I can't do this with
is
you.
in a 1,500 seat nightclub, and the Rolling Stones is in a room 15 minutes down the road, sold out 90,000 seats, 80,000 seats, whatever that stadium holds. I think it was like 80,000 seats. So my point is, and the Rolling Stones haven't had a hit since 1969.
But why you don't get it? It's a white person. This is a white group. White
I don't give a shit what color they are. We still go out and see our artists. Our skin color has nothing to do with us supporting our artists. If James Brown is in a $1,500, James Brown would rather be Patricia. James Brown would rather be at the freaking football stadium working in front of 90,000 people, and he's talented enough to be there. He has enough hits to be there. The reason he's not there is because we do not support our artists unless they got major hits. I always see the Temptations review. I remember they had Dennis, all the Temptations that came back, all the ones that were still alive. And at that point, I think they all were still alive. David Ruffin was still alive. Dennis Edwards was there. The whole Eddie Kennedy was still alive. The Temptations reunion at Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C. Constitution Hall is a popular venue in D.C. It holds probably about 3,200 seats, maybe 3,500 seats if I'm correct. Maybe 4,000 if I'm pushing it at that point, right? And it was sold out, but that was it. That Temptations review can never work a bigger venue, and who's freaking bigger than the Temptations? You know?
To me, it just sounds like marketing. Like I keep.
Is it marketing? I mean, we don't know who these people are.
No. So when I talk about marketing, I talk about it in the sense of putting money into places where, because at the end of the day, that's what it takes. Even for radio plays, radio spins, that stuff takes money. So I'm talking about just putting an artist in that space. And that's what I'm saying. Like putting that artist, hey, here's 60,000. Let who'd you bring up? My bad. I zoned out for a second. Let's put
James Brown.
James Brown. There we go. James Brown. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, brother. It's all good, man.
So let's put James Brown in this particular venue. Let's market him. Let's let him do. And I also, to all fairness, I'm young, so maybe y'all can correct me on this. James Brown didn't kind of do good in radio interviews. So this is from me being younger, looking backwards. So James Brown kind of wasn't the guy to do the interviews and stuff. We laugh at it now, but it's like, think about, I'm thinking about at that point, it's like, as talented as James Brown was, it's like, was it easy to really promote him? So
okay, of course it was, man. He's James Brown. He's the most poppy artist of our time.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, matter of fact, speaking of hip hop, half of the hip hop old James Brown, because they all freaking ripped off. Not ripped off. They took some of his music. They had to pay for it, but especially 80s hip hop.
Yeah.
Most of those samples were James Brown samples, right?
Right.
I mean, James Brown probably the most sampled guy ever in hip hop. His tunes. So it's not like we don't know who James Brown is. I mean, James Brown, you know, and you're a young guy, right? So I get it, man. Yeah. I mean, it's all good, man.
Like I said, I'm forward looking backwards. I'm looking through.
Right. I get it. I see what you're saying. Like Janet Jackson, that's marketing, right? Like Janet Jackson is one of the Jacksons, right? Mm-hmm. She performs in big venues.
She sells out a lot.
She sells out a lot. That's right. Because she's a pop star, right? She's a pop star. So
right. And
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Parties. Okay, when I went to Georgia to Augusta, James Brown Arena, the arena that was there, it's a big arena, but it's not like the Madison Square Garden. I think that they were just happy that they were able to have a venue to be able to perform their art, especially during their time. We're talking about segregation, all the stuff that was going on during that time. Come on.
Mhm.
And then you come on. A lot of black people didn't want to be in a whole big place like that so they can come and kill them. So it was just, it's so many different things. And then you got to remember a lot of the artists probably didn't want to be and these lavish venues, especially when you gotta walk through the back and not come through the front door. So we have so many different reasons why us as people don't support. But every time I know I see a concert or a black concert, I see people come out. I'm not going to it because I can't take too many people. But I do see black people supporting concerts. Now look
Yeah.
what's going on with Beyonce. Beyonce did amazing. Okay,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I never saw that many black people at a daggone concert. You understand what I'm saying? But she's giving you art. She's giving you drama. She's giving you music. You would not have no problem with paying for that. So again, I understand with him stating about marketing. It's all about that also. But when you are artists, you have to have a budget and you have to know who you want to be at your shows and who will come out to support you. That's it.
I was on tour with Wynton Marsalis. He's a famous. If you don't know who he is, he's a famous jazz artist.
Mhm.
Uh, and Wynton, legendary jazz artist, Wynton Marsalis. And we're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at the Chemo Theater. And we're on the tour bus, and we're talking to him, and he was telling us all the guys on the bus, his band. He's like, "We're sold out tonight." He said, and at the reason it came up because as I was on tour with Wynton, he's playing jazz. He's a jazz artist. He's a legendary jazz artist. All his audience members are white. Like everybody that paid to see him is white. I
Mhm.
said, Wynton, where's the black people? He goes, black people don't come to see me. He goes, they go
Yeah,
see
I
Kenny G.
believe it.
They go see Kenny G. He goes, you go to a Kenny G concert, it's all black people. And you come to my show, it's all white people, and I'm playing real jazz. And Kenny G's playing watered down jazz. You know, oh,
Yeah.
what's going on? He says, Kenny G's on the radio. Kenny G's
Uh-huh.
on
Yeah.
R&B stations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the difference.
marketing, as he
Yeah,
said,
so
marketing.
yeah, so like yeah, that would still be around like marketing and stuff. As
Hmm.
far as now, I'm gonna be real with you. As far as now, I think that we do. I think when we see real artistry and we don't just see someone just throwing foolishness in our face, I think we support it.
Yes, we will.
You know what I mean? Like I said, Kendrick, he came up. We supported him through that beef. You know, if it wasn't really black love, we wouldn't have supported him through that beef. That
Hmm.
man went to how many continents at this point? He even went to Drake's backyard and
Hmm.
sold out in his own backyard. So nowadays, I think it is the marketing. But I just think a lot of these artists aren't as developed as someone like maybe James Brown might have got developed. Michael Jackson, we know he was as painful as Michael Jackson was going through the stuff he was going through. He still was being developed as an artist.
Hmm.
But nowadays, that's not. They just want the sales
Let
and
me
stuff. So
just say I agree with Kevin, and I think there's lots of proof. We can say we support, but you really look at it. Black people only come out and support black artists when they're hot, when they got a couple of number one songs. But after those number one songs fade away, the audience fades away. But the white people stick with their people regardless. That's 100% true. I mean, we see it. It's right there. We see it. Tom Jones could still sell out a freaking stadium. Tom Jones.
Yeah.
I don't even
And
know who
let
Tom
me say this real
Jones
quickly,
is.
Tiff. Let me say this real quickly. When I was performing with Gladys Knight, for example, I was opening her concert. Most of the audience was white.
Yeah, a lot of white people go to
Like
concerts.
white people grew up on Motown too, but Gladys Knight can't get 90% black people in the audience. It's like 70% white people in the audience
I
for
bet you
Gladys freaking Knight.
She go to the King's Theater, she's going to get an audience.
Oh my
She go to the
God.
Billie Holiday Theater in Brooklyn, she's going to get an audience.
I didn't say she didn't
Gladys,
get an audience. She sold out the
come
venue. I'm just
on.
saying, if you travel with her, or you tour with her, or you around her audience is mostly white. These black artists. We were watching this clip on television where they were showing all the doo wop groups from the '70s and stuff like that. They were all
And she on the
all there
corner
singing.
singing.
They're all there singing. It was a cold doo wop concert. The Shy Lights and all them people. And we're looking at the audience. Patricia and I were like, people jamming in the Shy-Lights and all the other groups that was there from the '70s and stuff like that. Delphonics and the Shy-Lights and all these groups, they're all back to back. It was a nice concert. They were getting off. I love that era. That's before your time there, Mr. Jeremiah.
Yeah, I wasn't thought about at that point.
Before your time, brother. It's still good music though. But my point was, you look at we're watching it. It was like all white people jamming, man. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, white people do.
When the Delphonics came out in the '70s, white people listen to no damn Delphonics. No, bet you by golly, wow,
But they love our music.
Yes, they do.
You know,
but we don't go out and see their concerts. That's my point. Mm-hmm. We don't go out and see their concerts when they touring. You know, when they're traveling, when they go into these venues around town. You know, that's why a lot of our artists aren't making the bucks that they normally make. A lot of them go. You know, look at Regina Bell. Regina Bell can sing her ass off, but she's performing in small venues, man. And Regina Bell got a voice of an angel, but she's working in small venues, Blues Alley and all these places in DC that size of my living room. You know, it's ridiculous, man. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. We don't support our artists, man. Our artists should be working big venues, and they can't work them because they're not able to sell those tickets.
And it's so my first concert was a Puff Daddy concert. And it was a Net A concert at the Giant Stadium. And it was a lot of white people, but it wasn't only him on the stage. It was a couple of artists on the stage, you know, and it was amazing. It was amazing. It was a mix of a crowd there.
Free Diddy.
So, Jones is saying the ticket prices, though. Is there an issue with ticket prices?
Yeah, I've been trying to see Barris Hammond for the past 3 years, but his tickets is $350.
But
that means I'm gonna have to sell ass to get tickets.
Hey, my mom took her. I saw Michael Jackson. I saw Michael Jackson and Prince live in the same week. Honest to God, at the same freaking stadium in the same week. I think Prince was there on a Wednesday night, and I saw Michael Jackson on a Saturday night. It was his Bad tour, and Prince and I saw both of those amazing artists on the same night. And I don't think we spent over freaking $150 for both of those tickets.
Look at that! Look at the price.
Now look at it. Now, can you imagine what it costs to see Michael Jackson and Prince today if they were still alive?
Oh, please!
But you can't say that and Beyonce selling out. You can't say that and Chris Brown is selling out. You can't. And Chris Brown doesn't even have the backing that he used to have. He's doing this practically on his own. He's not backed by anybody. It's his money that he's using to sell out. So it's like if people felt as though you were that good, they're gonna go see you.
Yes, they will. They will support
you. You got Chris Brown going viral because these women, he putting these women in different positions on his. That's how much they love Chris Brown. They're willing to lose their marriage over Chris Brown.
You talking about the pictures that he does
any of those background pictures? Look them up, man.
The pictures
these people are willing to lose their lives over this, over Chris Brown. Their
Usher
whole
too.
situation. Usher as well, you know what I'm saying?
He's dangling little cherries.
Yeah, man, and Usher to me, Usher is a 90s artist, right? So Usher has like a 20+ career at this point. Diamond. So it's like people are selling out, people are going to these concerts. So I don't know, man. It might be something that we gotta, like, as a group, as Black people, sit down and actually like come together and be like, well, okay, what's the difference? Like, why are y'all not supporting? Maybe it is the artistry. Maybe it's because the people we name can dance, sing, they're going to fly around the stadium or something like that versus someone who's just vocally good. You're not going to see, I don't know. I don't see Jasmine Sullivan, breakdancing or something like that. I don't see that happening, but maybe that's it. But I'll go see Jasmine Sullivan,
Listen, man, I'm siding with Kevin. I'm 100% on Kevin's side on this. When Black artists are hot, they can sell out. When they are not hot, even though they can have 10 number one songs. If those 10 number one songs were 10 years ago, ain't nobody going to see them. You got to be hot for us to come out and see. Yeah, Phil wants to still come out and see you, but not the way white people support their artists. White people come out for their artists regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I went to see Dionne Warwick. She's still singing at 80, and she did a beautiful concert. Saw her last November, Trisha's birthday. Would see Dionne Warwick at theater here in New York, and it was sold out. But once again, it was mostly not us there. You know, it was some of us sprinkled throughout the crowd, but mostly not us. You know, there to see Dionne Warwick. I'm saying we don't support our legends. I don't give a crap. Is Dionne Warwick? You know what I'm saying? Go see our legends. Support our legends while they're still alive, while they're still here. And when I look around the theater and I see mostly white people, you know, I'm like, wow, man, it's freaking Dionne Warwick. You know, what the hell?
Check out this video from. I'm glad you brought up Dionne Warwick. Here's an interview she did a few years ago.
Were you ever accused of something that I've heard many times, copping out and not being black enough? I love the enough part. I don't know
definitely,
what I...
you know, and I usually say, well, I look in the mirror every day and I know what I see.
That's black.
You know? I remember vividly when Alfie came out, and there was a DJ in New York, Rocky G, and I saw Rocky at the Apollo one evening, and I asked him, why aren't you playing my records? He said, well, you know, you're just too white for us. I said, excuse me? He said, well, you know, I mean, you're just a little bit too much. I said, oh, okay, thank you. And finally, Alfie had started peaking, and it became the #1 record on his radio station. And I called him. I said, hey, Rocky, who's that white girl you playing on your station?
Thank you for playing that, Carl.
I mean, that's a whole nother show right there. I mean, Dionne saying that she was too white. I also had a video.
She wasn't black enough. That's how I feel about y'all too.
I wanted to add something.
You and Kev are so light skinned on the inside. Like, I mean, my God. But go ahead.
Well, it's called being well diverse. It's called being well versed, Tiff.
Oh, please.
Go ahead, information man.
Yeah, I think it's important to keep things in perspective. The difference with black folks and white folks and other groups is that within the black community, you have a generational situation. You can still go to, like, for example, right now in California at the Concord Pavilion, you've got Charlie Wilson. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm having some problems with my camera. It keeps cutting out. You got Charlie Wilson, you got DeBodge, and you've got Babyface that are performing at the Concord Pavilion.
It's a nice lineup,
California. Right, you know who's going to show up, because I've already been looking at I'm going myself. The majority of the people that are going to show up for that concert are people that come from baby boomers and Gen Xers like myself. We got to remember, we grew up with that type of music. So it's emotionally connected. We're emotionally connected to those type of artists. A lot of these kids today, whether it be the Z generation or something of that nature, unless they've been introduced to the music and took a liking to it, then there's going to be a sprinkle of those folks at that concert. But the majority of those folks are going to be people within our age bracket. And then, of course, if you create a concert, they used to have this thing. You probably remember this, Kev. They used to have this thing. KML radio in San Francisco had a what they call a soul fest or whatever. KBLX has a soul fest. When you mix the older generation with the new generation together, such as the neo soul, you have hella people that come out. So I think I think a lot of times with us, it's based on generation. Okay. Now, white people, they love Grateful Dead. Well, guess what? They introduced the Grateful Dead to their next generation. So when they raise their kids are raised in that environment of that music, and they come to love it. Okay, as they get older. Now, when I was going to school, early '80s. That's when the punk rock was real strong, right?
Sure.
A lot of those kids that are in my generation, introduced the punk rock stuff to their kids, and you still got kids today wearing that punk rock style. Black people, what happens with us is that because we're such a creative people, we keep changing our music and getting into different styles that sometimes shit, it's like you're trying to like figure out, hey, I'm into this right now, but then here comes a new wave. I gotta keep it real with y'all. Other groups, they don't innovate music like we do. They shit kind of stay the same. They into the AC/DC and they into that right there. Black people, our shit be changing. One minute we got rap music that's this style, and we got rap music that style. We change so much that our kids grow up and they jump on that next trend because we're always creating something new, whether you like it or not. Another thing that we need to also keep in mind here that we sometimes fail to recognize is that white people go to these concerts. I went to a rap concert in Sacramento with all the old school artists, right? Coolio was there. God bless his soul, right? What's it? Sir Mix-a-Lot was there. Grandmaster Flash. It was a whole fest, right? The majority of the people that were at that concert were white people. I was like a raisin in a bowl of white milk. Okay. Now, what I do understand is that the problem is that we know for a fact that white people have more disposable income than black people. Now, black people will spend money based on what we really want to spend our money on, right? Even if it's something that we really don't need. But white people have this economics. They making more money than we do. When you look at the average black household, then you have to understand like who's going to go to these concerts more. They're buying the music more than we're buying it, and they're going to the concerts more than we buy. Now, we might buy the music and listen to it, but with whatever reason, sometimes we may not go to the concerts sometime.
You're right.
We can't play around here and act like black people just got all this disposable income that we can just spend money on each and every goddamn thing and act like our communities, some of our communities, not all, but some, are not struggling economically. And you got to ask yourself, if you got to pay rent, if you got to pay bills, if you got to put gasoline in your car, what the hell you think you're going to do before you buy an I'm sorry, most of these tickets.
Thank you.
Beyonce, it's overpriced. And I say shame on these artists who expect black people to support them, but yet their ticket prices sometimes price us out. How many of y'all remember when Michael Jackson had his concert with his brothers, right? And they had a concert in DC. Remember how that process went? You had to special order the tickets, and they were very expensive based on the economics of those days, right? So not every black person had the money to spend. I remember here I am, a 13 or 14-year-old kid in the early 80s, and I went to go see, check this out, here's the headline. And the tickets were cheap. Damn near $10, maybe less than that. You had LL Cool J, X-Clan, Public Enemy, Salt and Pepper were on the billing. Back in the day when the inflation was different, a 15-year-old like myself, 14-year-old kid, you could go to a theater, a hole-in-a-wall theater, and hear these artists as they were developing. Then when these artists get big, they making a lot of money, they're getting prominence, the ticket prices go up, and not every person who doesn't have disposable income is going to buy those tickets. So they may listen to the music, but they're not going to buy the tickets all the time. And black people are a creative people. We're always pushing the envelope with our music. And sometimes because of that, we kids grow up and they're into other type of music because we keep changing the shit with new stuff. Let me also land my plane with this. When you look at rap music, these labels purposely did everything they could to destroy rap music in the way it was when I was growing up and y'all was growing up, where you had the metaphorical rap music. You had people like Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5, and all those guys were telling you a story, a vivid story, right? It wasn't nobody was running around peppering the N-word. Then you had a renaissance in the 90s when all the rappers were singing rapping powerful stuff. They were telling you, go east, my brother. They were wearing the African medallions. How many people remember that, right?
Yes.
They were talking about, I remember a time when they would say, don't use the N-word, you say brother.
That's right.
And then what was happening is that the music was creating a message that was empowering our community, and they had to mess that message up when they introduced the gangster rap, and there's stories about that there was a special meeting in LA to distort the music and then make gangster music prominent. Remember a rapper? See, I go way back, y'all. Remember a rapper out of Oakland named Parrish? Parrish was a local rapper in Oakland. He was into more positive type rap, and he said that his career got destroyed because the radio airplay and all the people that were the gatekeepers wouldn't play his music because they were pushing the gangster music. So the X-Clans of the world got rubbed out because everybody in the industry was pushing that music. And Parrish, who was a very well underground rapper out of Oakland, literally got phased out. Even when he went independent, he still couldn't get any traction because the people who control the gates control the message that enters your self-conscious mind without your permission. They control the messaging that's being put out there.
That's right.
And then you begin to think that this rap music today, the mumble rap, the drill rap, you begin to think, because you've been culturally conditioned, that this kind of rap music or music represents black culture. No, it don't. Black culture is Coltrane. Black culture is Miles Davis. Okay? That's black culture. This shit that we got is gumbo, and I call it as it is, folks. Half of this stuff that we got out here is gumbo and sambo music. And if you know your history about gumbo and sambo and what they did to black people, they were the traders. They were the buck dancers. So a lot of these entertainers that sell us out and put out these negative messages, and then we think, oh, that's black. No, it's not black culture. Go back and look at black people in the Renaissance days and the music that they were putting out. That's not this shit that we got. Half of this shit we got going on in pop culture today is not real black culture. It is a minstrel show. It is a sambo and gumbo derivative of our community. Those that are shucking and jiving for whatever dollar that they can get, while those that have a message for us have been phased out. Even Public Enemy got phased out. Chuck D talked about this.
Yep, and
I land my plane there.
All right, let me say one thing here, and Gina, I don't know if you were telepathically communicating with me, because exactly what you wrote is exactly what I was thinking. Information man, you mentioned that black people don't have the money.
Well, some black people don't have the money, but in general, if you don't have disposable income, you look at our income rates compared to other groups, that does play a role.
What you was about to say, Carl?
I'm sorry, Carl.
Trillion don't people say black people spend $3 trillion into the economy on cars, shoes, handbags, luxury cars, hair products? We are at 3 trillion. That number might be off, but I know it's
right.
So we have money.
Not all of us.
But Carl,
tell you, I want to go.
I've heard this.
Yeah. And I don't have
I've heard that
$50.
black people black people have money. Black people, like anybody, will spend their money on what they value the most and what they want. The truth of the matter is, we're not going to always value going to a concert over buying a brand new car or getting our hair done. There's certain things that
that car at the house,
value, right? Because that car is going to get you to A to B. That car is going to get
at the house,
right? But for the most part, I'm just saying that you're right. I'm not saying that black people do have spending power, but it's based. But you got to look at whatever we spend our money on the most. Obviously, you can make an educated guess that that's what we may value the most. And music concerts may not be at the top of the list overall for us.
Hey, Beyonce get me to work. She can have this money.
well,
she get me to work.
That's good. She's not gonna get my money though.
And don't get it twisted. listen.
You get me from A to B.
That's cool. That's cool, brother.
We
no,
again.
no.
I go to concerts, but I go to free concerts. Okay, I go to concerts when they come and they come perform for us, and they come to Wingate. Everybody know from Brooklyn. They come on Mondays and they perform. I go. I support them. I don't have no problem. I'm gonna go there and support.
Yeah, I went to Rolling Loud for the first time, and that was more of like, I mean, I've been to concerts and stuff, but Rolling Loud is more of like a festival. If people have never been, so it's a 3-day walking around all day listening to music. You go to the actual stages. There's stages everywhere around. Fantastic. If you've never been. They have one in California, Miami, and New York. Anyway, to me personally, when I'm out there, I saw black people, of course. Black people were out there, but it was definitely sporadic, but it's California, right? My ticket was, I think it was $800 for all 3 days, $800. This is the ticket. This is
3 days though. You're out there for 3 days.
Yeah, for 3 days, and I mean that's still expensive because you're still hotel, you're still trying to merch, all that stuff. You know what I mean? At the time, of course, you have the money and stuff.
Now, brother, let me ask you this question.
I was using that to agree with you.
You spent. Now, you made a very powerful point, because there are some of us who have the economics to do what you did and spend the $800 for 3 days. Yeah. But there's a whole lot of black people that would not spend $800 on a concert, but they might spend that on something, other items.
No, absolutely. And then
you're right, brother.
You got to think about it too. Like a lot of these, I had to do a payment plan. So a lot of these concerts, they're not giving you no payment. Hey, you got to be honest. You know what I mean? Having the money is cool, but a lot of those people are doing it on payment plans too. Ain't nobody just got unless you just rolling in dough. Nobody just got $800 because your car could break down tomorrow and you got to fix that first. So I was agreeing with him. I think he.
Yeah. Well, black people will use our income tax. How many times we hear black people say, "I'm getting my income tax"?
Oh, wait for my income tax. That's how we roll.
And
not all of us have money. Not all of us have a steady income. Not all of us have that, because I know I don't do that, and I help my sister take care of her children. So I'm not spending $300, $400, and $500 on no daggone concert. I'm sorry, and I didn't do that back in the days either. And it's so bugged out. I had won some concert tickets back in the day. Back in the days on the radio, they used to give out concert tickets in the 90s. Yeah. And I won some tickets to go to Puff Daddy's concert. And that's where they had that big, his first concert, and all those people died. You understand? Because they had the stampede. I think it was the basketball thing. So I think that, certain people can do concerts, certain people can't do concerts. And then you have people that have anxiety. Not everybody want to be around thousands of people. And when something happened, what happened? You can't go nowhere. What's that guy? I think one of the rappers just had a concert and a couple of people died at the concert, even a little kid. Who would have their little kid?
Oh, you talking about Travis Scott? You talking about Astro World?
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
That thing was demonic. You had a devil breathing out fire and stuff, and people bringing their children to us. And you like, are you serious? So I'm not spending my money on stuff like that. No.
So you guys are saying Kevin was right, and the reason black people don't support the artists is because of financial reasons.
Yeah, but I also put marketing in. I still do put marketing in there. But that's still financial. But I still put marketing in there. In today's age, that's just me. I just think there's marketing.
Let me ask
They went all around the world to come back to say you were right.
But listen, back in the days when we were growing up, when we did promoting and marketing, as he said, when we worked for Video Music Box, you know what we would do? We would go outside and put posters on the wall. We would give out tapes. We would go on the trains. We would put flyers up. That's marketing.
That's days promoting. Is over, though, Tiffany. I know what you're talking about. Those days are over. With social media now, people are all over Instagram promoting. But let me. I want to bring up a question that Brother Black Development Network brought up that I thought was important that you all are talking about here, and that is, when you have these artists, are these companies putting the same energy into promotions money that they do into the white artists? Right. Look at Taylor Swift. I mean, she's all over the damn place, right? And you can't tell me now. I know Beyonce gets her promotions too. She's big, but for some reason, Taylor Swift is all over the place. And we've got some talented Black folks within our our community who are great artists themselves. And I don't feel like they get the same promotions that the white artists get. And I don't know, what goes on behind the scenes with that, but I certainly think there's some funny business going on there.
It's a young lady. So this was a time where TikTok was in talks with UMG. This literally happened like 2 years ago. And if you was on TikTok, you felt it because like the music that they put behind your videos and stuff like that, it would mute your video. And you're like, what the hell going on? So TikTok and UMG was in talks with each other because they couldn't come to an agreement. Okay. So imagine you being like an artist coming up. What's the I'm forgetting names right now. What's the woman that made Nobody Knows Me? What's that lady name? I can't remember her name right now. And if someone in the comment section can let me know. But she became big because of TikTok. You guys will figure it out. Made For Me, I think that's the name of the song. If anybody remembers that young lady, I'm still gonna tell the story. But so she became big because of TikTok. Everybody started using her sound. So she garnered millions and millions of views, and that's when the label started taking her serious, right? So she didn't have to, she didn't have no money put in. She was just a person that was writing lyrics and stuff like that, right? And so again, UMG and TikTok are having this feud. And so because they're having this feud, they've now muted everybody's music. Your music will not go out. Your music, I mean, I could put your music under my thing, but now my video won't gain views, which means you won't gain views. And so she came out and said, she talked about it too, where she was upset about that as well. So, you know what I mean? I can only imagine what it was like for people in the 70s, 80s, 90s, how hard it was to push out music. Now imagine you on a free app, TikTok. Your music, you don't went in there and record it. You don't went in there, you don't put your time and energy into it. And all because of a dispute between two parties that ain't got shit to do with you. And your music isn't out there anymore. So now she has it. Now UMG and TikTok do have an agreement at this point, but now she's still starting from back in the, Taylor Swift doesn't need that. Mooney Long. Thank you so much, Donna. Mooney Long. There we go. Money Long. Money Long. Excuse me. Money Long. And she went on TikTok and she showed how furious she was. She went viral talking about it and stuff like that. Again, now they're in an agreement now. But at the end of the day, it's like, these artists have their problems too. But a person like Taylor Swift doesn't have that issue. She doesn't need TikTok. Right?
She don't need it because
the money's going behind her.
Hey, if Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar decide to not put out any music for the next 10 years, do you think they can come back and sell out an arena?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. With bells on.
We waited years for Kendrick Lamar to put out. Waited 4 years for him to put out one of his albums. So yeah, we'll wait. You know what I mean? I think also Kendrick is just good at marketing. I think he's good at marketing himself. He's not one of those I think there's a difference between some artists that need that they need that like overreaction in order to be seen. But it's someone like Kendrick who will just drop a link and then you're just gonna go listen to the music.
You know who's like that too? Kanye. Kanye's like,
oh God,
Kevin, you're muted.
You're muted.
Let me. I think
Kanye.
Have you been to a Kendrick concert? Anybody?
I went
not
to
yet.
Not yet. No.
I want to know what the audience looks like. I wonder if it's all white people.
They're
black. Okay.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that this would help Kendrick Lamar. Now we know he's from Los Angeles, and the reality is that what made Kendrick so popular from the beginning, and then has taken him up with the music that he put out, during the summer ago, is that he resonated with the generation. He resonated with what was going on in the culture. Yeah. So when you look at artists like Prince, when he dropped the Purple Rain album, everybody across racial groups, but all across were connecting into what Prince was talking about because he broke through the the cultural divides, the racial divides. I think Kendrick is the same way. I think people of all different races like him. And I got to be honest, because of his LA roots, you got people in the West Coast. We're going to support him 10 toes down.
Yeah.
So he's got a large following. Right. So he's got a following coming out of LA, and then he's been able to cross over into other areas of the country. Mm-hmm. And I think he resonates on so many levels. He resonates with the younger generation. This is what's trip about him. He resonates with the Z generation, right? Millennial generation. He resonates with Gen Xers. And believe it or not, he even resonates with baby boomers who sort of got into what he was doing. That will give him long-term staying power when you're able to resonate with so many of those generations. Mm-hmm. And then if you look at the quality of his rap music, he has the quality of rap music that the songs will be classic, that you will be playing years after the fact. Think about how many rap artists come out and they're an afterthought years after the fact. Ain't nobody thinking about their music. But Kendrick Lamar, that Not Like Us song, I bet you years from now, people will still hum that song and say, I remember that song back in the day.
Yeah, because that's universal.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Universal.
Yeah, it's universal.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that's not like us. Okay.
But Kevin, you were saying something.
Go ahead, Kev. I'm sorry. Sorry, brother.
No, it's all good, man. I'm taking it all in, man. Information, man, if you don't mind, how old are you, bro? What age?
I'm 55 years old. I'll be 56 this upcoming November.
Okay. My birthday's in November too, bro. Fellow Scorpio.
Oh man, we November babies. Yeah, I'm a Scorpio too.
I'm fellow Scorpio brother. So look, man, I'm just thinking while y'all was talking, man, about the social media thing.
Yes, sir.
Because I think I'm older than everybody on the panel. Maybe Carl and I are the same age. I'm 60, right? So.
Oh man. Okay. Looking good, brother.
I was thinking. Well, thank you very much, man. It's spinach. No, I'm just. It's a seeded watermelon. And it's a seeded watermelon. So look, I'm thinking when I was a teenager, man, we used to go. Speaking of Prince, see Prince doing the Controversy tour. This is way before Purple Rain was conceived, and saw the Isley Brothers. We used to go to this place called the Capitol Center.
I love the Isley Brothers.
Outside of Washington, D.C. So all these artists I used to go see, Zap, everybody we went to see on these shows back in the day, man.
Damn, you naming real stuff.
Yeah, I grew up with all these. I grew up with all these artists, man. I grew up with all these artists. Atlantic Star. All these. I grew up with all these artists. Here's my Cameo.
Yeah.
Here's my point. Here's my point. The Capitol Center was where we used to go to all our concerts. Capitol Center is about 30 minutes outside of Washington, D.C., a place called Landover, Maryland, where I grew up. Also the home of the great Sugar Ray Leonard, right? So look, here's my point. The Capitol Center is where the Bullets used to play. The Bullets is our NBA team that turned into the Wizards later on. But back when the Bullets, that Capitol Center hold 19,000 seats. And we used to go to concerts there all the time, you know, my siblings, everybody, our friends. That's where we all would see all the big shows. The Capitol Center was always sold out at 19,000 seats. Sold out to see the Isley Brothers. Sold out to see Cameo. Sold out to see Prince Controversy Tour. Sold out to see whoever was hot at the time. Maze, anybody, all these groups, you know, that came through. Isley Brothers and all the other groups. My point is, there was no social media, and these guys were selling out. Before social media, these guys were packing a 19,000 seat arena.
You're right.
And with black people. Because when nobody people going to see the Isley Brothers in the 80s, you know. So believe it or not, that was before Purple Rain. White people weren't even going to see Prince.
Right. Prince wasn't being. Not even black people were into Prince quite yet. Remember, he was trying to get on the what was that magazine that he was trying to get on? The Right On magazine. Right On magazine. He was trying to get on there so bad, and that's before he made it. But see, Kev, the people. Let me just say this, Kev. The people. This is the difference, though, Kev. You named people who sung music that connected with the generation, that connected with your culture, that spoke to you. Music that would make you get up in the morning and brush your teeth and eat your breakfast and get out the door. That was a rhythm of our culture. The difference today, I don't think now there are some artists that resonate like that, right? Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce is resonating. But overall, the people that you named, to me, their music is classic, and their music goes with the rhythm of Black people. It's like a soundtrack for our life. And that's why I think they were able to still sell out even when there was no social media, because it was powerful at that time. And then remember, Kev, now come on, Kev, you're 60 years old, you know this. At that time, Black people were getting more unified because you had the whole Black Power movement. You had Black people that were more segregated in their communities. So we had to kind of support each other. You had
different times, different
You know what,
era.
Kendrick? You know what, Kendrick? Kendrick's a great artist. You know what? Him and Beyonce. Him and Beyonce are like perhaps the biggest Black artists in America right now. Are they, or the world?
Sure. Yeah,
I would say
the
so.
difference,
Yes, sir.
the difference between them, those two, as big as they are, and a Prince and a Michael Jackson, is my grandmother knew who Michael Jackson was and can name his hits.
Damn it, that is facts. Yo,
I could call my mother right now, and she's 80, and I'd say, Mom, I'll give you $500 if you can name 3 Kendrick songs.
You know she's not going to take
No, she probably do. Come on, Kev.
I'll make it easier. I can call my mom and say, Mom, I'll give you $100 for every Beyonce hit you can name. And my mom is a music connoisseur. That's why we grew up talking about generational. Somebody brought passing music down. Yeah. The reason we're the way we are is because my mom played. Look, I still to the day listen to Johnny Taylor because of my mom. Because of my mom.
Yeah, my father still has
Al Green on my playlist. Al Green's on my playlist because of my mom. I grew up listening to music from that era because of my mom, so I'm an old soul. But because we listened to my mom play music every weekend in the house.
I think
my mom
Black parent played music on Saturdays.
Well, we grew up.
We grew up like
listening
that.
to our mother's,
Sundays,
our parents' music, right? And that's how we got that generational. So my daughter, real quickly, when I used to take her to school every morning, I used to play Earth, Wind, and Fire on the CD. We had a CD in the car, the CD days. Put the CD player. I play Earth, Wind, and Fire every morning. She had to listen to this Earth, Wind, and Fire song. That's the way of the world, I believe it was. Going to school, drove her crazy. Every morning, the same thing. I said, because the message of this song, I want you to hear. My daughter, I think 11th grade, come to me and go, Dad, because she's playing in the band. She played the drums in the marching band. She goes, Dad, you know that song you made me listen to all the time? Our band's playing that during the football game halftime show. You know what I'm saying? So full circle, man. Like she listened to that song for a year straight, and a year later, her band's playing that song. Had to learn the song to play it at halftime of a football game, Earth, Wind, and Fire tune. So you got to teach your kids good music because, like you said, the crap on the radio today, they have to. You got to teach your kids to listen to music. You got to teach them about good music, and hopefully they'll catch on. If not, they got a choice: either love the OJs or love Sexy Red. But it's up to you. It's up to you to introduce them to that music, though. Right. Because if they don't hear it, and then they get on TikTok and they hear Sexy Red, but they don't hear you on Sunday morning playing your music on your iPad or whatever, then they're not going to notice. So that's what I'm saying. I grew up.
Look at Puffy. When Puffy came into the scene, he was using all old school music.
Yes.
He was mixing all the old school music. Again, what you said, James Brown is the most sample man in the world.
Copy, yes,
you
most copy.
And all of his music was authentic. It was fresh from musicians.
Remember, Puffy Combs took a lot of criticism because people were saying that he's not really creating, and I can make an argument about this. He's not really creating music. All he's doing is taking what was already created by real musicians, real people who sat behind a piano and put something together. All he did was recreate what was already recreated.
Right.
And that was when rap music hit the scene, that was one of the criticisms about rap music, that they're just taking other people's music. And then remember, there was a legal battle where eventually they had to figure out a way to allow them to mix that music in there while making sure artists get their royalty off of that, right? Because before there was a big controversy about it. But see, I still contend to this day that Puffy was, to me, Puffy was more creative, but I don't think he was innovative, because all he primarily did was create music off of somebody else's shit. Now, when you look at someone like Puffy, Biggie Smalls was innovative, because Biggie Smalls had the lyrical skills, the rap flow, and he came up with his own original style of rap music, even though every now and then he would have some samples in there. But overall, it was a lot of it was
samples
Biggie.
came from Biggie, bro. All those samples were from Biggie. All of Biggie's samples were at the hand of
Puffy Combs. Puffy Combs, that's what he was known for. Right,
but all the guys did. One of Tupac's biggest hits, the one "Dear Mama," that was a jazz song. I forgot the artist's name. He passed away about 3 or 4 years ago, and they were playing this song, and they were like, that was Tupac's "Dear Mama." That was a dude. I forgot the brother's name, but he was a jazz artist, man. Yeah.
I mean, they all did it, but when I look at P. Diddy in particular, I just don't think P. Diddy, when you compare him to those guys that you just named, Kev, they were innovative. He's creative, but I don't think he's innovative, because he really rode off their coattails. And if you think about it, when Biggie Smalls no longer was here because of unfortunate situations, if you think about it, Bad Boy Records and Big and Puffy, they never were really the same. He was the lead guy that really put that record label on the map. And then, of course, there were other people that had problems with him because he cheated them out of money or he rubbed them the wrong way and what have you. And Kev, because you are enthusiastic for the old music, this shows you that the old school music will last forever, because every generation is going into the record carts and are sampling it. So that to me, we have to be honest when we look at the old school music and say that to me is our real Black culture. It is the real innovation, because everybody is still sampling all them people that you just named. So you got to ask yourself, who was really innovative? Are we really innovating today, or are we just taking it off the back of our ancestors?
I'm push back on that just a little bit, because like, if anybody asked me who the greatest male artist was of all time, I probably would tell them Luther Vandross, right? I think Luther Vandross could sing anybody under the table. But my point is, all of Luther's hits were songs he did from Dionne Warwick, and a lot of people don't know that. Luther made masterpieces out of other people's music. Even one of my favorite Luther songs was sang by the white couple. What's the Carpenters?
Right, I remember that. He made it sound better. He made it better.
He made the song better. But Whitney made a Dolly Parton song, "I Will Always Love You." She blew that song out the water, right? So I mean, a lot of our artists, we don't, like Luther, as amazing as he was, he just did Dionne Warwick's work better than she did.
Right, but Kev, you're not disagreeing with me. He's still playing the music of an old school Black artist that was innovative, and he's still playing their music. And when we get our hands on material that white people sung, we tear that shit up and put it and make it a new song. When they try to sing, hey, remember this history? I think it was not James Brown. It was Little Richie. Little Richard. Remember he had a song that he sung, and then Pat Boone took his song, made another song out of it, and he got upset because, hey man, that's my song. He making money off of it. So then what did he do? They said, Little Richie, you gotta change what you're doing. So he sped up the tempo of his music. Then whenever then Pat Boone tried to sing another one of his songs and he couldn't sing it. It was garbage. It was hot garbage, because once again, Black people are innovative. We figure out a way to change the narrative with our music. And I think, going back to what I said earlier tonight, before I get off here, I think that also plays into the reason why Black people may sort of fall off from certain type of music, because there's always somebody pushing something new, a Jasmine. You got the Doechii, the new sister that's a rapper, right? There's always some new person on the scene, like Kendrick Lamar, who's pushing it further and further somewhere else. Yeah. And then people start to latch on to that person and then forget about the artist from back in the day. Like right now, you know who couldn't probably sell out? Who couldn't really sell out? I hate to say that. What's the brother who used to wear the high top fade? Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane couldn't sell out today, right? No. He could. Big Daddy Kane could go on a tour with other old school rappers and do like an old school rap tour. But if he was to say, "I'm gonna play the Coliseum in Oakland or the Coliseum in San Francisco," he couldn't sell that out because he's so removed from the generations that half the people of this generation don't even know who Big Daddy Kane is, right? And don't even know. Check this out, Kev. Don't even know that Big Daddy Kane is responsible for helping Jay-Z when he was a young. Put him on
right, and then so deep because I remember that because the first time I ever saw a rapper perform was in 1988, and it was Big Daddy Kane. It was Big Daddy Kane, so I believe it. You know, and it's so deep that how we talking about different people with music. Shaka Khan,
I love Shaka Khan.
Kanye West wanted to did Shaka Khan's song, and she hated it. She was like, no, she didn't want it, but she said when she got that check, she was like, do
it. Yeah, baby, do it.
Yeah, as long as the artists get paid for their service and for their music, and they're giving them their props, I think they're good with it because that's bringing their music back out and bringing their royalties back out.
I think it depends though, because Sierra, I don't know if y'all had seen that. I don't know the lady name. I don't remember the lady name, but she, Sierra has her own. She owns her masters.
Okay.
And so a young lady tried to use. I forgot which song. I think it was My Goodies. I don't remember the song name, but tried to sample her stuff, and she got it canceled. And she never. And the lady said, like, you were gonna receive royalties and stuff like that, and she said, "Hell no."
She probably didn't like the product.
No, she didn't like the song.
She probably didn't like the song or anything like that.
I don't even think she liked the person. So I don't think she liked anything that was going on there. But
Tiffany, guess what? So we know Charlie Wilson from back in the day, right?
Yes.
Like Gap Band and all that kind of shit. From the Gap Band, I grew up with all that music, right? Check this out. I gotta be, as much as I make my criticism about rap music in some ways today, I gotta be honest at the same time. A lot of these rap artists that sample the old school music, they have given the old school artists a resurgence. One of the reasons that Charlie Wilson has blown up as a solo artist is because you have rappers that have shouted him out, rappers that have sampled him, rappers that have put them in their video and put him in their videos. Mm-hmm. So that has kind of made Charlie Wilson not only resonate with the older generation, but some of the younger folks are down with a Charlie Wilson.
Yeah, Don Toliver has him on his album. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm 33, and so of course I've heard of the Gap Band. It's played at every barbecue, so of course I've listened to Gap Band. I've listened to the Gap Band. I didn't find out that Charlie Wilson was a part of Gap Band until I was in college.
Oh my God! You've been deprived, brother. You've been deprived.
When he made I Am Charlie Wilson, when he made that song, I'm thinking, oh, this is Charlie Wilson. He's a good singer. He's a solo artist. And then in college, someone played the Gap Band. Someone played it. And I just sat there and listened. I said, that sounds like Charlie Wilson.
This is funny, man. This is really funny.
I was like, everybody shut up.
That's funny.
Like, bro, does that not sound like Charlie Wilson?
Got me feeling so.
Hey, Jeremiah, you do know Michael Jackson used to sing the Jacksons, right?
Yeah.
The Jackson 5.
Yeah. But it wasn't. And I think I looked at Charlie Wilson. I looked at a Charlie Wilson interview, and he said the same thing. He's like, a lot of people didn't know he was a part of the Gap Band. And so I was sitting there listening, and he was, telling us about his story and how the band went and how he got disbanded, how he left the band and stuff. And I was just sitting there and I was like, that's crazy. Cause like you basically had to sit down for like, I don't know, like 10 years until I heard you in college. And that's when you really had like, you came back as a solo artist. So he had like, I think it was like 10 years. You had like 10 years to sit down and really, I guess, hone his craft. And
Nah, bro, he had 10 years of dealing with drug issues and alcohol issues.
Oh, well, that
he
too.
had come back from that. A lot of artists, man. Hey, R. Kelly introduced Mr. Biggs to a whole new audience, right? Which was Ron Isley.
Kelly, yep. Wait a minute, the Zapp band with Roger Zapp with California Love.
Right, that's where they got that from. Right, once again.
The Zapp band was the bomb back in the days. And they're from California, I'm from Brooklyn. But I knew about the Zapp band from the Soul Train. You understand? So, so a lot of these artists, it helps them. As long as they pay them and give them their respect and they do, I think they should go for it. But also you have to be picky and choosy on who you want to do your music. Or like you said, Sierra has her right to say if she wants them to do it or if she don't want to do it. And I know her man bought her masters.
Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm about to drop off the platform, but I appreciate you letting me come up.
Information man, I love you.
Love you too, sister. Good conversation.
Good seeing you, man. Thank you for dropping in.
Good seeing you, man. You definitely brought me back with some of the things you said. Black Development Network. Good to talk to you, brother. You sound like you got your head on right. And brother Kev, Carl, thank you very much for letting me come up, Carl.
Brother, anytime, man. You know,
nice meeting you.
Yeah. Carl, come on. Hey, Carl, break down some of the Caribbean artists, man, because I like Caribbean music too, brother. So don't neglect that, because there's some masterful Caribbean music too, man. You know the folks. Let's give us a little taste.
Carl was blasting Shabba Ranks before he came on the air, man.
He is Shabba Ranks. All right, y'all. Take care. Take care.
Shabba. Hey, that's the first guy I seen live, like a Caribbean artist or reggae artist, was Shabba Ranks. I was dating this girl. She go, we're going to see Shabba Ranks. I go, who the hell is Shabba Ranks? Let me tell you something. We're up front too. That dude has so much energy and charisma. It was crazy. I'm an artist, so I like to see charisma. Like, this dude came out and he was jumping all over the stage. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? He tore that place down, man. It was one of the most amazing concerts I've ever seen. He's a crazy performer. He was amazing on stage. I didn't know half the damn songs. I just knew how amazing he was as an artist. Yeah. And I didn't know none of the songs.
Shabba Ranks, I actually saw Shabba Ranks on the Parkway back in the 80s when he first, I think it was late 80s, early 90s, when he first came out with his first album, and he was on that float in Brooklyn, and he tore it up. Oh my gosh, he tore it up. And after that, the Haitians took over. It was done after that.
Oh, wow. Shabba Ranks, man. That dude was something else on stage, man.
Yeah,
bad dude.
He's an awesome artist. And he's still performing. He's in his 60s.
Is he still performing?
He's still performing.
I didn't know he's still performing.
Carl, when the last time you've been to a concert?
A Shabba Ranks concert? I mean, a concert in general.
No, I'm just a concert in general.
Man, it's been years since I've been to a concert.
And you over here talking about concerts and sounds and stuff, and you ain't been to one in years?
Hey, well, Carl didn't want to tell nobody on the show he saw Elvis live, so we...
I don't know.
Oh, you saw Elvis live?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, I'm like, this is it. This is it.
Listen to me.
I'm like, Elizabeth, what's wrong with Elizabeth?
What's wrong with Elvis?
I'm not going to see no Elvis.
I saw a concert couple, but it was Kool and the Gang and a whole bunch of Confunction and Midnight Star. They had a concert.
Oh, that's a good lineup.
And, that's a good lineup. Yeah.
But
hey, don't sleep on Elvis. Don't sleep on Elvis. Hey, I actually saw Elvis concert, not live. I saw one on TV in my hotel room. I walked in, I turned on TV in my hotel, and Elvis concert was on. So I just kept it on. I'm laying in bed watching that long day traveling. Yeah. And it was actually pretty good. I'm just talking about the artist.
And you know what?
I'm not talking about the music. I'm talking about as a performer. I look at people in a different view. I'm talking about his stage presence and his charisma, the way he performed was good. I don't know much of his songs and all that sort of stuff. I'm just talking about him as an artist on stage was a good performer. That's what I'm saying. He was a great performer on stage. Yeah.
I did a comedy show. This was back in the 90s. And after the show, Shabba Ranks walked in. And he walked in and he went to the stage with no music and started to perform. And his voice, it sounded like the record, but even with music, people were still dancing. And
acapella.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring, knife and fork, five for dumpling, booyaka, booyaka. And the play
was crazy, huh?
No, he had no, because there was no band or anything, but his voice, and I saw when you talk about charisma, he just, for like.
So you know what I'm talking about, right, Carl? You know what I'm talking about when I saw this dude live, man. This dude, man, blew me away. And I didn't know who he was, man, as an artist. I just was going for a girlfriend that had tickets to a concert. And I was like, man, this dude is bad as hell.
Oh, he was banned from the U.S. for a while because his lyrics was anti-gay, so he had to apologize.
What's his name? It's not Beanie Man. What's the other one?
Buju Banton. It was Buju Banton.
Yeah, Buju, because Buju had a song back called "Boom Bye Bye," and that had to
That song "Boom Bye Bye" came out in like the 80s, and it only got to America in like 2000 or something. And they were going crazy over a song that was like 30 years old.
But listen, it said kill gays and, with the gay thing.
Yeah, he said boom bye bye in the body boy head,
Yeah, you can't do that. And if you want to hear something, I was over there bogling to the shit. I'm so dumb in America.
But he's not.
I didn't even know what that meant.
That song, that kind of lyrics, those kind of lyrics are common in the Caribbean. We just dance.
It's common in the Caribbean, but we are in America. You can't be saying kill gay people. It's not going to work.
But I'm saying,
not lyrics on records, man. No.
I know that it's not going to work in the
right, yeah.
But no violence, gays. Well, I can't. I know in Jamaica,
but you can drop the N-word though.
You can drop the N-word.
You can drop the N-word on the record, but you can't say nothing about gays or Jews. But you can drop the N-word all day long.
Done it 1,000 times, and they won't say a word.
Yeah, they made Michael Jackson take the word "tyke" out of his song. Remember? They don't care about me. That song.
They don't really care about us.
And he said, "Kick me, kike me." They don't really like me, and they made him remove those lyrics because "kike" is like the N-word to Jew people, right?
Yeah.
So they made him They had to take all them albums that were pressed and destroy them and make him record that all over again. And at the point when this happened, MJ was the most powerful entertainer in the world, and he still had to bow down to the Jewish people.
Because that's who run the world, Jews and gays. Y'all better leave them alone.
I ain't messing with neither one of them.
Okay, I'm not messing with none of them, and I'm a part of the LGBT. No, I'm just kidding. The bi. No.
We're getting ready to wrap up, but before we go,
did we get into racism? We so stuck with music.
We didn't.
We'll do that next week.
How we do this?
We did good. We did good.
It was a good discussion. It was good to get away from actually talking about that, and we kind of touched on some of the racism in the music business. But it was a good discussion, guys.
I'm sure you guys heard about this fire chief in New York who called this, who was cussing out this little 10-year-old black girl. Did you guys see that?
Oh my God, no. I saw that,
I didn't see that.
I think he got suspended.
I didn't see it, Carl.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Little 10-year-old girl, she was having some kind of mental breakdown or
something. She broke down because her mother told her she couldn't have her phone.
Her family, they called 911. They just couldn't get her under control. They had her on the stretcher. They were loading her into the fire truck. And the fire chief is telling her, shut the fuck. At the end, some people swear he said, "You fucking nigger."
That's crazy.
Some people, it sounds like he said it to me, but I'll play it and you guys can listen. But first of all, he's using the F word, and the police are there, and other firemen are there, and no one said anything about this fire chief. Here you go.
Shut the fuck up! You would run the fuck. And I bet that fire chief up in New York found out real quick. If you don't know what's going on, that fire chief was a first responder. The situation involving a 10-year-old child might have been difficult, but upon telling her to shut the F up, slamming her in the car, and then saying effing N-word, has been fired. But honestly, that's not enough, because we've seen this many times before. Yeah, they get fired, but somebody's just gonna hire them again that don't care what they did and probably agree with what they did. He should have to, the fire chief, I think he should have to do some community service in the same community of the people he said that about. What better way to combat ignorance and racism than you having to look at it every day and it outnumbers you? That's only the start of it. 10 years old, a man in a position of power doing that,
Yeah, I don't think
That's crazy.
the black community doing community service.
Yeah, I just think that is, first of all, I think that is crazy that you're a first responder and you just that's what you come up with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like a lot of people coming out of their professionalism. You know what I mean? It's like you're dealing with a 10-year-old. I wouldn't even think to say anything, a slur during a time where there's a kid or something like that. And it's a child. It's a 10-year-old. Why was she in the back of the van? Does anybody know what was going on?
Because I looked it up, because I like to check out things that's going on with the children. She must have got into something with her family and they took her phone away and she had a tantrum. Like, lost her goddamn mind. And I'm going to be honest with you, I blame a lot of this stuff on the parents, because we have to learn how to control certain things with our children. Because once we want to take it from them, they lose their damn mind. So she bugged out, flipped out, and they must have called the hospital. Now, I think when you're dealing with children, they should have either a child psychologist on the when they call these police or calling the ambulance. They need to have somebody there to try to calm the child down. But in this case, it didn't happen like that. First of all, did you see all of those white people and whoever was there that was around her? It was nobody around her that was her color to talk to her or anything. It was crazy. So that's another reason probably why she was screaming and hollering. And then for this officer, firefighter, he didn't say, just calm down, baby. We're going to put you in here. Let's take our time. Shut the fuck up and saying all these words. You don't deal with children like that. You don't handle them, especially when they're in the middle of a crisis. Now they reported him. He's on tape. This is going to affect his job, and this should be a message to other professionals that's dealing with different people of color. Would you would have did this if this was a white one? If you would have did this if this was an Asian one? If you would have did this if this was you? Would you would have did this? No, you just don't talk to children like that. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
No, he did it to a black child because we're undervalued and marginalized.
And he knew he could get away with it. That's why nobody said anything. It
was
probably a norm.
Nobody said
it was probably a norm. Was
there a mother around? Did he have mom or dad around? Any parents around?
They made the call.
I'm just saying. Okay, so, man, I mean, obviously no father was there because somebody said something. If there was a black father there, and this guy said shut the fuck up, he would have got his ass whipped.
Yeah, it would have been like, who you talking to? Don't talk to my daughter like that.
I wouldn't even said that. I just would have went up his ass.
Yeah, I probably would have told them to go ahead and pull them out of the ambulance. We'll take
her somewhere
because like now at this point, I don't even trust you to take my child anywhere. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you're that violent, why are you shouldn't even be around my child. I'm scared that you're gonna hurt my child. You know what I'm saying?
100% right.
He wasn't even dressed like the rest of them. So I thought it was like a neighbor. I was like, they said that's the fire chief. He just showed up.
Where was the mother or the father or somebody to go in with her into that ambulance? Yeah. You think I'm gonna let my 10-year-old, my niece or my nephew go in a car full of people that is unrecognizable?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know these people. You understand? So that gave her another stress. So yeah, I think that they need to change things. Maybe this situation opens up doors for them to have sensitivity training for the other ones, or for officers to speak out, because as you said, that was a sergeant. So you think any of those people that's under him is going to say something to him? No, because they're going to lose their job.
Yeah.
All right, here's a video. This looks like it was back in the 50s or 60s of a white man saying how they view black people, and I'm sure it's still relevant today.
What did you think we were before you began to think of us as human beings?
Well, in a way, we thought of you almost as a very superior pet. Something, or rather someone, we had to take care of, because we had to do so much of their thinking for them. We had to do almost everything for them, except living their own lives. Anything outside, we had to do for them.
Whose fault was that?
Wait a minute. Did he say that we was looked at as fucking pets?
But it's still like, who's for, you know what I mean? I just think we don't ask white people like the correct questions. So it's like, whose fault was that? You didn't we didn't ask to be here. Our ancestors didn't ask to be here, you know what I mean, or be shuttled in like cattle, or and put on fields to work for free. And then you just put us in our quarters, which I guess now you see as cages, you know. So no.
Paul always going to show a video to piss us off before we leave.
No, he always do this. He always find a video that pisses us off before we leave this platform.
It's crazy, man.
And that right there just pissed me off, because you gonna sit there, and it's so bad because they don't look at us as human beings. But for them to sit there, for this man to sit there, and let me tell you something, people, please watch old videos. That video is what you said, the 60s. Please watch old videos, because they will tell you how they feel. I think I just put up videos. But for him to sit there and say, we just look at you as pets, you know, your pets, and we have to help y'all, because that's something I heard before, that we needed to be civilized. Yeah. This is why they went over to Africa. You needed to civilize us when we was already civilized already. We already had kingdoms, all right? We already had all of this stuff. We had civilizations. So how dare you sit there? You snatched us, took us, and half of our people sold us. So we're not going to get it twisted, our African brothers and sisters. Half of y'all ancestors sold us, okay? And when y'all sold us, brought us over here, you going to sit here and say you had to civilize us? You had to put, no. That was horrible. That was horrible. And to any white people that think that we are goddamn packed, you can kiss my beep, 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 beep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
And it's just like I told y'all about Hurricane Katrina. If you're gonna watch this on Disney Plus and Hulu, man, when you watch that, I was telling you, the reason why you're gonna be upset is because of this was just in 2005. This was just 20 years ago. How you're 20 years ago of just how despicable they treated our community versus how they seen white people in that space. There was a part in that series in which they highlighted the French Quarters. Now, during 2005, I know this for sure because I had people from New Orleans. The French Quarters was predominantly like white people. That's where the white people lived at and things like that. And towards the beginning of the levees, where the levees was predominantly black neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, things like that. And the media literally played into that oh, nothing's really going on. Hurricane Katrina's okay when it comes to the French Quarters, but they weren't reporting what was going on near the levees. And that's when the FEMA director said, hey, we need to go out there and see what's going on. They didn't even want him to go out there. Mm-hmm. They were telling him not to go out there. They were like, no, we're not going to waste any resources going out there. And that's when he realized how bad it was out there. Mm-hmm. And then from then on, that's when all hell breaks loose. You know what I mean? So that was just 20 years ago of how they felt about black people. During a catastrophic storm, they were literally calling us refugees. Mm-hmm. Like if you continue to watch that series, the word you're gonna hear it every time they say refugee. They called the New Orleans people refugees as if they were from another country.
Didn't and the worst thing about that, didn't New Orleans have a black mayor at the time? What's his name?
Yeah, they had a black mayor. He ended up going to
Egan,
jail.
Yeah, he went
Egan,
to prison.
Egan or
I think he's still in
something.
prison, isn't he? Yeah, he
Yeah,
went to
he's been
prison
in jail for 10 years. He just got out in 2024. So
Did he just get out? Okay, yeah, that boy went to jail. I saw a documentary on him, man.
yeah,
Wow. He had the potential to do big things with his life, but he
yeah,
became greedy and went down the wrong course, man.
yeah.
What a great shame.
You realize how systematic it is from that. And again, like I said, it's just 20 years ago.
I mean, Jeremiah, do you think is it possible for us to just start moving away from white racist people? We had a brother on our last show, and he pretty much said the way things are going is people's fault, and he was pretty much saying because we keep putting up with shit, people have consistently been evil for the last 400 going on 500 years. I mean, the police chief, and I showed that video of the guy in the 50s saying what he said about they look as black people as pets. Nothing changed. You know what I mean? And it seems like we keep expecting to wake up one day and white people are just going to magically decide that, okay, we need to stop this racist bullshit. But it's not going to happen. It's just day after day after day.
So no, it's not going to just happen. It's not going to. I think that ship is there.
We need to start. I really think I'm living a pipe dream. But we need to start separating ourselves and creating.
Well, I think in 2020,
I'm already separate.
I think in 2025, with the way that we've seen how this presidential election went, we watch people just not even vote in their own interest. It was hatred that got Donald Trump in office.
Right.
You know, a lot of these we talk about, like, you know, the white women specifically. You know, him taking away your rights to choose whether or not you want to have a child or not. You know what I mean? The everything that's going on right now. We're watching DEI get dismantled. We're watching the educational system, which is going to affect public schools. That's going to affect us. So I think that we've already started that process of moving away from helping others. That's why you're seeing a lot of Hispanic and you're seeing a lot of white people talk about what's going on with these ICE raids. You don't really see too many black people out there doing all that, doing the protesting right now in those spaces, right? So we've already started that process. I think that this is the time that we go back to. I can't tell you to move all the way to another country or another area or anything like that and start developing. But what I can tell you to do is you can start with your brothers and sisters. You can start with the people in your life right now. You know what I mean? This right now is a community, right? We're in community with each other. We have interests. We have the same interests. You know what I mean? We should be developing within ourselves.
That's
versus like we don't have to move all the way across enough. We have to do this now. You know what I'm saying? You know, I do think that we support black people, but this is where we need to hold each other close and hunker down and make sure that we're educating our kids, make sure we're getting our kids in the best spots. You know, I'm not telling people to put down the dreams or anything like that or what you want to do, but we also need to make sure that, you know, our kids are in the best positions. So yeah, I think we're already doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, Carl. He was talking about this documentary that everybody should check out. It's Hurricane Katrina.
Race Against Time.
The Race Against Time. It's directed by Tracy A. Curry and produced by Ryan Coogler.
Yep.
So it is on Hulu. It's like a 4 to 5 part, the 5-part series.
Yep.
It's good for you to see, to let y'all know what is the upcoming of what after 20 something years. Also, I also expressed Spike Lee did The Levees on the 10th year anniversary. So y'all can also check that out. We cannot how can I say nobody cannot say you ignorant if you don't go out there and learn and find out and get the history, watch things, read, and know what's really going on around America, especially with our black people.
And I when I saw it again, this happened in 2005. I'm in high school during this. I'm in high school. I don't know what's going on, and social media isn't in the place that it is now. I couldn't I couldn't look at TikTok and see, nowadays if something's flooding, there's some guy who just wants to record it and he's out there recording on lives. That's not happening in 2005, you know, and it lets you know how manipulative the media was back then. You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to upset you. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's going to upset you. You're going to have questions asked. But I think that the biggest thing now that we're in community, we need to support each other. We're in community. We have the same interests. Me and Carl were talking about that earlier. You know, we might be all on different paths. We might see ourselves something different, but we're heading in the same direction. We can meet up at any time and collab and come together as people. So, you know, this is the time. This is the time for social media to really use social media to build community.
Especially after seeing all the behavior of everybody from all walks of life. Even
it's only been 7 months. It's only been 7 months. It's only been 7 months, and we got 3 more years to go.
Yeah.
So we got 3 more years to go. So, you know, let's go ahead and let's let's hunker down together. Let's figure out what we need, our children need, start building and do it like that, you know. Yeah.
All right. Jeremiah, Black Development Network, want to thank you so much for joining us today.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Pleasure, bro.
We hope you enjoyed yourself.
I did enjoy myself. I laughed. I learned. Again, I always say that discourse is never the problem. You know, we can have healthy discourse. We do not have to agree with everything. And because of our experiences from different platforms and different spaces, we're going to have different takes. You know, we're not going to all experience everything the same. So I'm all for healthy discourse. You know what I'm saying? As long as there's no disrespect involved, you know.
Bro, hope to see your face again, brother. Hope to see you again, man.
Yeah, definitely. Please, definitely.
We're going to have you back. Everyone, check out Black Development Network on TikTok and Facebook.
Yep, and Facebook. Yep, I'm posting on Facebook too.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
All right, bro. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you.
Right.
Right.
All right. Want to thank everyone for joining us there another Sunday for some Black Therapy. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you commenting on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Thank you so much. Thanks to Donna. Thanks to Mama Lee checking in. Thanks to Patricia. Thanks to Bridget. Thanks to Pamela Jones. Nicole Coates, if you're checking in. Glendine Carter. Thank you so much. Scooby D2. We see you. Black Magic, thank you. Thanks to the Information Man. Please check out the Information Man show on YouTube.
You know, I love me some Information Man. Besides him going on against Dr. Umar, but other than that, I love you.
Gina Fiore, thanks Gina for checking in. Thanks to everyone. I know I missed some people, but those are.
We love you. Thank you.
Before we go, Tiffany, anything you want to share or you learn on today's show?
First, we never, you know, Carl gets so excited when we have guests. He forgets about introducing me, and he forgets about saying that this is protected by fair use only. We do not own the rights to the music or the content, okay? It's educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only. Everything is alleged. So make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, and let us know what you think. I'm glad that we were able to have, you know, this conversation. We did get into racism, but not what we really is so much. But maybe we needed to be a little light and deal with the music industry and the BET and the awards and, you know, seeing the different levels of it. We want to say thank you again to our guests that were here. It's always good to have different guests, to have different perspective, and we are all on different age levels, different eras, different backgrounds. So we appreciate this, and this is why we made this platform, to be able to have that outlet, to be able to communicate with each other and find solutions to these issues. And again, we want to say thank you and love yourself, because you can't love nobody until you love yourself. Remove people, places, and things that don't fit in your life and replace them with positivity. Thank you again, and I love you all who support us, and thank you, Carl and Cav.
All right. Kevin, anything you want to say? Or
Yeah, man. Free Diddy.
And R. Kelly.
and free R. Kelly and give Shannon Sharp his money back. Sick all these gold diggers. Damn gold
Wait, he
diggers.
got a white bunny tax. Oh
Gold
my
gold
gosh, he
diggers.
said a white
Gold
bunny
diggers.
tax.
Gold diggers getting generational wealth off of other people's hard work just because you had sex. Ain't no sex worth millions and $50 million. Stop it. Get that man his money back.
Ain't lying
Bullshit.
for that.
Bullshit. Get that man his money back. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
There's a $50 million sex out there somewhere, Kev.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the girl. It wasn't the girl that Shannon slept with. That's for damn sure. Maybe 2,000, 2,500 in a free in a steak dinner at Outback.
They can
That's
give
about it.
me 10 million. I will twerk my ass off.
Shannon Sharp will give you 500.
I know, not 500. Now you're trying to lower my shit. Don't lower my prices, Kev.
My bad. Tiff is going for 10,000. Everybody watching the show. Anybody watching the show got 10,000? Hit Tiff up.
I need more. Nah, my price is up. It is 100,000. Okay.
Used to be a Happy Meal back in the day.
No, they would never get no happy. I was in a house, so.
No Happy Meal. No Happy Meal. Happy Meal. Now they want to buy a mansion and a Ferrari off your ass. That's
Listen,
crazy.
these girls is getting flued out. I ain't never get a man to flew me out. These girls are getting flued out through Cash App.
Crazy, man. I grew up in the wrong time.
No, right.
Start OnlyFans page.
I'm about to do an OnlyFans too. Shit.
Yeah, sure. You guys just show you.
Get some tickets to go to a concert, Carl and Kev.
Ain't nobody I want to see performing right now. I don't want to see Kendrick. And I don't want to see
nobody performing right now either.
I don't want to see no Beyonce. I don't know nobody I want to pay the money to go see that's touring right now. Unless they're old school, you know. I'll go see Patty. I'll go see people like that, or Stephanie Mills or somebody, or
I would love to see Stephanie.
Half people are dead now. The Temptations are down to one living guy. The Four Tops are down to no living guys. I mean, all these guys are still performing, but they're not even the original. I just saw. I got my tablet going to my right here. I just saw that the Whispers had a concert, their first concert back since one of the twins passed. Right?
No, for real. So the other twin performing?
Yes, and he broke down on stage. I'm looking at it on.
You gotta send it to me, Kev. Send it
to me. Yeah, it's on YouTube, but I was looking at it on YouTube. But yeah, first show, Wallace Scott falls apart on stage, talking about his brother. It's the first time he performed about his brother in 40 years, right? But they still got these guys are still out there performing because they still got rent. They still got to pay their bill. You think after all these years, these guys are worth millions, and they might have millions of dollars. They still got bills.
They love what they do.
They love what they do.
When you stop doing your comedy, you'll be an old ass trying to juggle some paper balls. I'm doing it.
I'm old ass now juggling paper balls.
Kevin, somebody says every week your motto is free Diddy, so they're probably wondering what's going on. Did you ever go?
He probably did, was performing.
I just basically at this point think that, on all seriousness, that Black men should not be taking this fall that they're taking. You know, I don't think Bill Cosby should have went to jail for something that happened 40 years ago with some drugs that everybody was probably doing back in those days. I don't think that Diddy should be in jail right now. And Cassie is sitting in a mansion that and driving a freaking $300,000 car that she didn't earn. Yeah. You know, I think it's BS. I think it's BS. You know, R. Kelly did do wrong. What he did, dating underage girls. Yeah, and I think he should address his sickness, or somebody around him should address his sickness, because he has a sickness. And I think that he, it comes from his childhood. Obviously, him being molested and all that sort of stuff led to a lot of the stuff that he did as an adult, because he was molested. So I think, R. Kelly was basically dealing with demons that put him in the position that he was in. But he's a great artist, and he's unfortunately wasting away in jail at this point. And it's sad, to see how black men like that. They're going after everybody. They went after Smokey Robinson, for God's sake. I mean, everybody, like Smokey, 82 years old, they try to put him in jail now. Like, when does it end, When does it end, Every other month, some black artist is going to be going down for something they did 30, 40 years ago, You touch them on the ass back in the 70s, and you might go to jail in 2026.
Well, I hope y'all didn't do anything 20 years ago so they can try to come and get y'all asses.
I've done a lot of stuff 20 years ago. I'm just not famous enough to go down for it.
Why they said I was in the dark? They said I was in the dark. They couldn't see me. Oh.
Yeah, you were speaking without the video, right? You did that on purpose, right?
Not all the times, because somebody, I think Glenda was like, Tiffany's in the dark. I can't see her. Good night.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically what Kevin is saying, there's no $1 million poontang out there. Nobody has $1 million poontang.
And no judge should be making these men pay this money out, man. It's a betrayal of our system that Diddy, even if he did, let's say he did do whatever they say he did, that's still not worth $50 million. Lock his ass up if that's what you want to do, but make him pay out $50 million or $35 million or $40 million to some woman that he was in a 9-year relationship with and had sex parties with. I mean, seriously, like, that's ridiculous that you know how much $50 million is? That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Well, she didn't get 50. She got 20 and then 10 million from the hotel.
So she's got a net worth of $30 million for just hanging around Diddy. Yeah. Like, she didn't work for it. She didn't freaking struggle for it. She didn't create nothing. She just I am a nice looking red bone, and I'm gonna sleep with this mogul, and my life is set now. And then she married a white boy.
Kevin is heated over this.
You see it, right? He's going in. No, listen, I get it.
Diddy shouldn't be in jail right now. And then the judges.
I don't got that money. Let me tell you something. When that girl won that money, a top podcaster had a nervous breakdown because he's been telling everybody that African Bambaataa been molested. He molested him, and nobody did anything. And then all of a sudden, this girl get $20 to $30 million for her abuse. He lost his goddamn mind. Went to his old hood screaming and hollering. They shot his ass.
They shot him?
They shot him. He's alive. He's alive. But he went out there so upset, drinking, like, F y'all. Like, he was so upset about how she got this money and got paid for being abused, and he didn't get nothing.
I'm sure if African Bambaataa, who allegedly molested this person, if African Bambaataa had 100 or 200 million, I'm pretty sure he would have found a lawyer to go after African Bambaataa.
I know he would have. I don't think he had the money, or he don't have that money.
No. All right, everybody.
I gotta go put my babies in bed.
All right. Kevin, I love you. Tiffany, I love you.
Much love to you, bro. I'll talk to y'all next week, Tiff and Carl. We gotta get together soon. It's been a long time.
Yeah, before the summer goes out. Listen, one of my friends do comedy in his backyard, and they have a few weeks left that they do it on a Friday. If y'all are interested, let me know so I can get y'all on the lineup, because I know y'all be busy. So
afford me, but anyway.
What you said?
Can't afford me, but no, I'm just kidding.
You know what? Yeah, thank you. That's all.
I'm just joking, Tiff. Damn.
Can't a brother be? You don't do the chitlin circuit.
I do the chilling circuit.
Carl, you do the chitlin circuit?
Tiff, I was on Showtime with the Apollo. You can't get no more chilling than that. I was on Def Comedy Jam. You can't get no more chilling than that either. Damn.
I got booed at the Apollo, so that's that.
I was on BT, Comic View 5 times, 5 years in a row. Come on, I worked for my people.
They booed me at the Apollo, Tiffany.
Did they really? Did you really?
Yes. I told you guys about that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, booed at the Apollo. Wow.
It wasn't even like the Apollo Amateur. I was doing it wasn't a special, but it was a variety show, and they were filming comedians and musicians, and they were bringing us out in between the musicians. And I was on with Maxi Priest and some other R&B person. But anyway, I started talking, and they just started booing. Back then, that song "Hip Hop Hooray" was hot. Hip Hop Hooray!
Yeah.
Oh, that was my call. Get off.
Hooray. Oh, damn, Carl. Yeah, but hey, I did the Apollo. I was on as a professional, but I came out the night that we taped. They take 3 shows in one day, and they actually booed Barry White.
I think you told us that.
And they had to stop. Sinbad was the host back then, and that's the only reason I got on the Apollo, because Sinbad got me on. I was working with Sinbad in Atlanta, and he said, "Man, you do great on the Apollo, man." So, but quickly, the night we taped, we did 3 shows, and the show I was on, Peebo Bryson and Regina Bell were the artists, and then Barry White was on the show. The comedian for that show was Bill Bellamy. So they were booing Barry White. They had to stop the taping, go out and make a speech to the goddamn audience. You fools can't boo Barry White. It's Barry White. And they had to redo the whole segment all over again, where Sinbad came out and brought out Barry White again. They, and recorded it from the top, but to do it, take over from the top again, because somebody in the audience was booing Barry White. You could hear it, and like TV, you can't do that on TV, man. You can't boo Barry White. The fuck is wrong with you people, man?
I saw a video where Whitney Houston was talking about they booed her at the Soul Train Awards. You guys remember that? I never seen it, but I saw her talking to Arsenio, and he was asking her why was she being booed.
Oh, she wasn't black enough and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Well, Whitney went through the same thing that Dionne Warwick was talking about. She was saying that Whitney went through that whole thing where they saying you're not black enough. You're not black enough. She went through that whole thing where black people were telling Whitney Houston she wasn't black enough. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Somebody just put Sandman called.
Yeah.
Did Sandman Sims come out?
No, it wasn't that kind of show. Right?
I was about to say, oh Lord Jesus.
It was a taping for a variety show. So it wasn't a show. It was the amateur hour.
Okay, good. Because that's embarrassing. If you would have said he came out there with that hanger and yoked your ass off the stage, I would have been like,
they told me my first mistake. The comic said, well, you didn't rub the log. I didn't rub the log when I walked out. So I guess that was
Hey, my Showtime with the Apollo's on YouTube. If I want to Google comedian Kevin Lee on YouTube, Showtime with the Apollo is on there.
Thankfully, mine's not anywhere. So. I'm okay with that.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
It's all good. I mean,
it happens, man. It happens. I would be ruined for life if I got booed. Damn, man. And you're a funny dude, Carl.
Yeah, it took me a month to recover from that.
Yeah, it's hard, man, when you go through that, man. I've been through it. I'm not doing a live TV taping, but I actually been through that before in my career, man. So, and that happens when you work for our people, man. Sometimes you go through those rough times, man. So on stage, man.
No, white people just get quiet. When you're not funny, they just sit there. They get very quiet.
Yeah, black people are different, man. Black people let you know they don't like you. White people just get quiet. Black people like, man. They start that hip hop hooray. Yo. I gotta go, guys.
Yeah. All right.
Peace and love, everybody. See y'all next week. Peace.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. We in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know it, Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany. You'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We're giving you empathy, we're gonna challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from our God above. No, it's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's